Maharashtra Senior Citizens Federation.
Yes, now you are seeing. Yes.
सभी को नमस्कार। सचिन जी,
नमस्कार।
आवाज आ रही है?
नमस्कार सर, आवाज आ रही है सर।
हाँ, ओके, थैंक यू। अभी आज हम राष्ट्रीय संवाद सत्र नेशनल एल्डर्स पॉलिसी के बारे में जो हमारा सत्र चल रहा है उसमें जो शामिल है उसमें से हमारे मित्र चंद्रप्रकाश देवरस जी, चक्रवर्ती एसआर पश्चिम बंगाल से, के एस साहू उड़ीसा से, नीलकमल मोहपात्रा उड़ीसा ज्येष्ठ नागरिक के, प्रोफेसर शांता डे ये पुणे में ही अभी, और राजेश मंगोलीकर। और ये जो सत्र जो है इसका जिम्मेदारी जिन्होंने ली है, ये शिव धनुष्य जिसने उठाया है, ये हमारे मित्र सचिन जी राउत और मिस्टर गोलांडे। तो मेरे को जो आज सब्जेक्ट दिया है वो है कृतिशील वृद्धत्व, एक्टिव एजिंग, और उसके बारे में मैं आपके साथ आज बातचीत करने वाला हूँ। कृतिशील वृद्धत्व, एक्टिव एजिंग, इस विषय पर आने से पहले हम वृद्धत्व की परिभाषा क्या है ये पहले जान लेंगे। वृद्धत्व की व्याख्या क्या है इस विषय पर हम ध्यान देंगे। आज पूरे विश्व का मायना देख लो तो विश्व में जो राष्ट्र है उसमें 900 करोड़ से ज्यादा सिटीजन्स है, और उसमें 90 करोड़ जो है, 90 या 95 करोड़ वो सीनियर सिटीजन्स है। जनसंख्या बढ़ रही है और उसमें वरिष्ठों की जो परसेंटेज है वो परसेंटेज भी बहुत 100% बढ़ रही है। इसका एकमेव कारण है मेडिकल साइंस ने जो प्रगति की है, प्रतिबंधक लस है, आधुनिक उपचार पद्धति है, और उससे आयुर्मान बढ़ रहा है। अब आदमी 90-95 तो आराम से जी सकता है। और हिंदुस्तान को जब आजादी मिली थी 1947 में, तब एवरेज आयुर्मान था 37 ईयर का, और अब वो 68 या 70 तक हो गया है। और अनुमान यह है कि 2050 तक जो सीनियर सिटीजन है उनको जो परसेंटेज है वो टोटल में 25% तक हो जाएगा। इसकी दखल जो है वो सबसे पहले ली यूनाइटेड नेशंस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने। जो सेकंड वॉर हुआ था, वो सेकंड वॉर के बाद जागतिक शांतता और विकास के लिए उन्होंने यूनाइटेड नेशंस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की जो स्थापना 1945 में हो गई, और यूनाइटेड नेशंस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने पहला कदम जो उठाया वो सीनियर सिटीजन के लिए उन्होंने काम करने का काम शुरू कर दिया। सन 1969 में माल्टा में राष्ट्र के तत्कालीन परराष्ट्र मंत्री माल्टा के लिसेंट टैबोन ने माल्टा में इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ जेरोंटोलॉजी की स्थापना की थी। सन 1950 में बेल्जियम में इंटरनेशनल एसोसिएशन ऑफ जेरोंटोलॉजी की स्थापना हुई थी। उसके बाद 26 दिसंबर 1973 में 10 राष्ट्रों के प्रतिनिधियों ने इंटरनेशनल फेडरेशन ऑफ एजिंग, जिसको हम IFA के नाम से पुकारते हैं, कि इंटरनेशनल फेडरेशन ऑफ एजिंग की स्थापना हुई। आज सभी देश IFA के सदस्य हैं, और हमारे पुणे के डॉक्टर शरद चंद्र गोखले जी ये IFA के जो प्रेसिडेंट रहे थे, और उसके बाद के गंगाधरन जो हैदराबाद से है वो IFA के जो प्रेसिडेंट थे। इंटरनेशनल लेवल पर 26 जुलाई से 8 अगस्त 1982 में वियना में वर्ल्ड असेंबली ऑन एजिंग की परिषद संपन्न हुई, और उसमें इंटरनेशनल प्लान ऑन एजिंग वो सभी के से सम्मत हो गया था। 1982 में यूनियन ने बनियन फंड का शुरुआत की थी। बनियन फंड यानी वट वृक्ष संगठना। और 1991 में जो IFA की जो जनरल असेंबली है उसने प्रिंसिपल्स फॉर एल्डर पर्सन, वृद्ध जनों के लिए तात्विक धोरण या पॉलिसी तय की, और उन्होंने कहा कि 1 अक्टूबर जो है वो सभी वर्ल्ड में, सभी देश में वो जागतिक वृद्ध दिन मनाया जाएगा। और इसी तरह 1 अक्टूबर जागतिक वृद्ध दिन सारे देश में, सभी जगत में अभी मनाया जा रहा है। यूनाइटेड नेशन ने वृद्धों की जो व्याख्या की है, उन्होंने कहा है कि जो 60 प्लस है, स्त्री पुरुष, उनको सीनियर सिटीजन कहलाने जाएगा। भारत सरकार में 1999 में जब अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी हमारे पंतप्रधान थे, तो उन्होंने ज्येष्ठ नागरिक पॉलिसी, नेशनल पॉलिसी फॉर एल्डर पर्सन उन्होंने शुरू की 1999 जनवरी 1999 में। और उसके बाद 14 जून 2004 में महाराष्ट्र सरकार ने वृद्ध जनों के लिए जो अपने पॉलिसी है वो पॉलिसी उन्होंने तय की। अभी ये जो पॉलिसी है वो इस पर जो अपन ध्यान दे दिया तो उसमें हमारे समझ में आता है कि वरिष्ठ जनों के लिए जो पॉलिसी तय की गई है उसमें ज्येष्ठों की आर्थिक सुरक्षा, आरोग्य और पोषण आहार, उनके लिए निवारा, उनके लिए शिक्षण, कल्याण और संवेदनशील समस्याओं का निराकरण, जीवित और मालमत्ते का संरक्षण, संशोधन, मनुष्यबल HRD ह्यूमन रिसोर्स डेवलपमेंट, शिक्षण और प्रसार माध्यमों की यानी मीडिया की भूमिका, ये सब जो है वो हमारे अपने भारत देश की जो घटना है, संविधान, वो डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर, भारत रत्न डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर ने हमारा संविधान, वो शिल्पकार है हमारे भारत के घटना के शिल्पकार। उन्होंने अपने संविधान के अनुच्छेद 41 में स्पष्ट लिखा है कि हर राज्य में, हर स्टेट में अपनी आर्थिक क्षमता और विकास की परिसीमा में रहकर अन्य जनों के साथ वरिष्ठों के लिए भी अर्थार्जन का अधिकार, शिक्षा का अधिकार और सार्वजनिक सुविधा मिलने का हक होगा। ये हमारे संविधान में डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब अम्बेडकर ने अनुच्छेद 41 में ही लिखा है। अब योनो की पॉलिसी है, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसी है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसी है सीनियर सिटीजन के बारे में, इसका अमल ठीक तरह से होता है या नहीं, इसके लिए वरिष्ठ जनों को संगठित होना चाहिए और संगठित होकर अपने प्रलंबित प्रश्न जो है उसके लिए आवाज उठाना चाहिए। और इसलिए वरिष्ठों को कृतिशील और एक्टिव करना बहुत जरूरी है। और इसके लिए महाराष्ट्र में हमारा जो फेस्कॉम है, फेडरेशन ऑफ सीनियर सिटीजन्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ महाराष्ट्र, 41 ईयर हो गए। 1980 में हमारे संस्था का डॉक्टर राधाकृष्ण भट्ट जो है वो हमारे संस्थापक अध्यक्ष है, उन्होंने फेस्कॉम की स्थापना की और अभी 41 साल हो गए हैं फेस्कॉम ये सब के लिए काम कर रहा है। हमारे महाराष्ट्र में 5000 से ज्यादा ज्येष्ठ नागरिक संघ है और 10 लाख से ज्यादा हमारे मेंबर है और ये सभी जो है वो हमारे ग्रामीण इलाके में है, सिटी में है और शहरों में भी है। हमारा यह भी नारा है कि महाराष्ट्र में जो सभी जो विलेजेस है वो सभी विलेजेस में सीनियर सिटीजन्स के जो संघ है उनकी निर्मित होनी चाहिए और हमारा काम जो है वो चल रहा है। वरिष्ठों के पास ज्ञान है, उनके पास अनुभव है, उनके पास परिपक्वता है और सबसे ज्यादा उनके पास उपलब्ध समय है। इसका उपयोग परिवार के लिए, समाज के लिए, देश के लिए होना चाहिए, क्योंकि वरिष्ठगण जो है वो हमारे देश की संपत्ति है या हमारा नेशनल एसेट है और उनका सम्मान परिवार में होना चाहिए, समाज में होना चाहिए और पूरे देश में भी होना चाहिए। वरिष्ठ नागरिक जो है वो हमके 60 तक वो अपने परिवार के लिए जो है वो अर्थार्जन करते रहे और अपने अंदर की जो कला है वो कला जागरूक नहीं कर पाए थे। अब 60 के बाद अपने अंदर की कला जो है, किसी के पास अच्छा गाना गाते हैं, किसके पास अच्छे वादन करते हैं, नर्तन करते हैं, लेखन करते हैं, कविता लिखते हैं, वक्तृत्व है उनके पास, उनके लिए हमने काम शुरू कर दिया है। हमारा 80% काम जो है वो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव लेवल पर हमारा जो प्रबोधनात्मक काम है, हमारा जो उद्दिष्टप्रद काम है उसके लिए है और 20% का जो काम है वो वरिष्ठों की जो उनका सम्मान करना चाहिए और उनको एक्टिव करना चाहिए। इसके लिए तो हमने क्या किया कि उत्सव कला गुणांचा सम्मान ज्येष्ठत्व का ये नारा हमने शुरू कर दिया और उसके हिसाब से हमने हमारे जो ज्येष्ठ नागरिक है, हमारे संघ में जो ज्येष्ठ नागरिक सभासद है, उनके लिए गायन, वादन, नर्तन, लेखन, काव्य लेखन, वक्तृत्व, इसके लिए हमने जो है वो हमने पुरस्कार हमने जाहिर किए, उनके लिए हमने वो काम शुरू कर दिया। और इसके आधार पर 55 ज्येष्ठ नागरिक संघ के 400 वरिष्ठ जो सभासद है हमें, उन्होंने भाग लिया था। और ये प्रतियोगिता में जो उन्होंने भाग लिया था, उनका हमने पुरस्कार उनको दे दिया। और स्टैच्यू ऑफ यूनिटी गुजरात में जो है, वहां उनको हमने भेजा था, उन्होंने पर्यटन के लिए वहां गए थे। वरिष्ठ गण जो है, उनके जो लिखान करते हैं, वो जो लेख लिखते हैं, कथा लिखते हैं, कविता करते हैं, उसके लिए हमने एक मैगजीन शुरू की है और उसका नाम है मनोहरी मनोयुवा। उसमें हमारे जो सदस्य है वो अपने विचार जो है सीनियर सिटीजन मूवमेंट के बारे में जो विचार है वो लिखते हैं, अपने लेख भेजते हैं, कथा भेजते हैं, अपनी काव्य रचना जो है वो भेजते हैं। और उनकी जो प्रतिभा है, वो प्रतिभा का सही उपयोग हम ये इस मैगजीन के माध्यम से करते हैं। उनको एक व्यासपीठ जो है वो हम उपलब्ध करने का प्रयास हम कर रहे हैं। वरिष्ठों के जीवन में जो एकाकीपन है, अकेलापन है, वो दूर करने के लिए और उनके मन में आशा की नई किरण प्रस्तावित करने के लिए फेस्कॉम जो काम कर रहा है, वो सीनियर सिटीजन के एक्टिव करने के लिए ही काम कर रहा है। हमारा प्रयास वरिष्ठों को कृतिशील एक्टिव करना ही है। और फेस्कॉम ये काम 41 ईयर से करता आ रहा है। आप सभी इस काम में फेस्कॉम का सहयोग दे दे, यही आशा प्रकट करते हुए मैं अपनी वाणी को विराम देता हूँ। जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र, जय श्री शक्ति।
धन्यवाद अरुण जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और इसी चिंतन को 4 माह पहले हमने एक नेशनल कलेक्शन ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल रिसोर्सेस ऑफ एल्डर्स, नेशनल कलेक्शन ऑफ इंटेलेक्चुअल रिसोर्सेस ऑफ एल्डर्स, एक डेटा बैंक बनाने का प्रयास किया है, जिसका फॉर्म मैंने चैट बॉक्स में अभी भेजा है सभी के विचारार्थ। कृपया इस लिंक को आप कॉपी करें, अपने पास रखें, आपके सुझाव भेजें। यदि भारत सरकार को नीति आयोग पर रिटायर्ड लोगों की आवश्यकता होती है, हर एक राष्ट्रीय जो कार्यक्रम है उसमें निवृत्त लोगों की आवश्यकता होती है, यदि भारत सरकार, राज्य सरकार, कई राज्य सरकार इस तरह के प्रयोग करते हैं, तो क्यों नहीं छोटी छोटी जो संस्था है, डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल की, इंटर डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल की, चाहे एनजीओज हो, चाहे लोकल बॉडीज हो, चाहे जो भी है, वो भी अपनाना शुरू करे। क्या वास्तविकता में हम हृदय से यह सोचते हैं कि हमारे वृद्धजन, हमारे आचार्यजन हमारे लिए धरोहर है, तो उनका उपयोग करना चाहिए। सीनियर का मतलब सीनियर, जिन्हें जाकर नजदीक से सुनने से, बैठने से हमारे गलतियों पर और हमारी प्रगति पर एक बहुत बड़ा सकारात्मक असर पड़ने वाला है। ऐसे लोगों तक पहुंचने के लिए और ऐसे लोग आवश्यक मार्गदर्शन, आप जरूर इसको भरें। इसमें यदि कोई आवश्यकता है आगे विस्तृत करने की, तो हम करेंगे। मैं भाई चंद्र प्रकाश देवरस जी से थोड़ा सा निवेदन करूंगा, क्योंकि साहू जी का थोड़ा सा निवेदन आया है कि वो सेकंड टाइम कोविड पॉजिटिव होने के बाद इनको रेस्ट की आवश्यकता होती है, इसलिए अपने मार्गदर्शन और संवाद के क्रम में थोड़ा सा बदल करते हुए आपसे पहले कृपा सिंधु साहू जी हमसे वार्तालाप करेंगे। लेकिन उससे पहले अरुण जी ने जिस तरह से एक्टिव एजिंग की व्याख्या की है, जिस तरह से इस इतिहास को शून्य से यूनाइटेड नेशन से लेकर द्वितीय विश्व युद्ध से लेकर यहाँ तक लेकर आए, उसको एक बहुत अच्छा संस्मरण है, एक डेटा बैंक हमारा बन जाता है। और एक्टिव एजिंग पर, क्रियाशील एजिंग पर अगर जो हमने छोटा सा आरंभ महाराष्ट्र में किया है, उसको और अपने योगदान से रिफाइन करे और आगे बढ़ाए, तो एक बहुत सुंदर समाज में परिवर्तन आना आवश्यक है। सरकार में तो आता ही रहेगा, लेकिन समाज में छोटे छोटे महकमे में जब आना शुरू हो जाएगा, तो सरकार भी साथ साथ हमारे साथ खड़ी होती नजर आएगी। मैं अधिक समय न लेते हुए भाई कृपा सिंधु साहू जी से निवेदन करता हूँ, अपने आध्यात्मिक ज्ञान के साथ साथ उड़ीसा में ज्येष्ठ नागरिकों की क्या स्थिति है उस पर वो हमें संवाद करें। कृपा सिंधु साहू जी।
Good afternoon, everybody. Am I audible to Mr. Raut?
Thank you.
My dear organizers and brothers and sisters of Senior Citizen Fraternity of India, I am sorry to tell you, in spite of my sickness for the second time attack of COVID-19, I am able to speak to you because of my inertia to talk about the senior citizens in the country from the year 2005 onwards. My topic today is, hello, hello.
Yes, you are audible.
My topic today, socio-economic condition of senior citizens in Odisha. I go directly to the subject. I want to tell you something about the geography of Odisha. Perhaps many people do not know. This Odisha was formed in 1936 on a language basis for the first time in India with 18 districts. Now, when Biju Babu became the Chief Minister of Odisha, it extended to 30 districts. Mainly, it is divided into two parts, coastal belt and western side. The coastal belt economically is richer than the western belt, where there is no roadway, there is no railway, no industries, and in the coastal belt, comparatively, their people are rich than the people in the western Odisha. With this background, the senior citizens' conditions will be elaborately discussed by me before your August gathering. Why there is a problem for senior citizens? What is the reason for this problem? There are two reasons mainly. One is after the globalization in 1990 onwards, the younger generation left the houses and went for other countries, other states, and from villages to urban areas for wage earning. Secondly, the number of senior citizens increase rapidly due to advanced medical facilities. There are many other reasons which need not be discussed. You are all aware of this. When the joint family was broken into pieces, the condition of senior citizens who were left behind in the house, particularly in rural areas, became very acute. In Odisha, Odisha is a state of villages. About 87% people live in rural areas and 14% people live in town cities. The cities are economically advanced, but the people in western side, which are undeveloped and full of tribals, they were very poor. So in view of this economic condition and the breaking down of the joint family in the state, the senior citizen condition became very acute. In the United Nations, as you all know, this matter was discussed how to solve the problems of protect the interest of the senior citizens in the country, so far their economic, socio-economic conditions are concerned. In 2007, as per the Article 41 of the Constitution, the Act 2007 was introduced in the country. The name of the Act, as you all know, Maintenance and Welfare of Parents and Citizens Act 2007. The Constitution provides that the state and center will provide all facilities to the senior citizens, so far their house, clothes, food, etc., etc., etc. The act, which was introduced in the country in 2007, in the state of Odisha, the rule was framed in 2009. And fortunately enough, the present Chief Minister, Sri Naveen Patnaik, who is ruling the state for the last 23 years, was very kind to create a new department of senior citizens for the first time in the country. And in 2016, the state policy was introduced by the state government. As per the state policy and 2007-9 rules, lot of facilities have been provided to the abandoned senior citizens who are very poor. According to census report 2011, the population of Odisha, so far the senior citizens are concerned, are 40 lakhs, where out of 4 crores. About 9.5% people are senior citizens in comparison to 7.5 senior citizens in 2001 census. So kindly remember, with these conditions of the poverty line, below poverty line people condition is precarious. So the government, first of all, introduced the 2009 rules providing economic, social facilities to upgrade the condition of the senior citizens in the state. First of all, as per the rules 2009, in each subdivision, a tribunal was created under the chairmanship of a sub-collector. And the sub-collector is the appellate authority of the appellate tribunal. With the introduction of this tribunal, lot of benefits have been extended to the senior citizens. So far, their ill treatment, so far their misbehavior from the younger generation or outsider society in the family. Lot of crime have been restricted. And whenever there is any problem, the district social security officers and the members of the Federation of Senior Citizen Association Odisha brought to the notice of the sub-collector and brought the notice of sub-collector the ill treatment given by the younger generation to the senior citizens in the house and outside the house. Similarly, severe punishment has been inflicted to those criminals who have disposed the senior citizens from the house as on the very precarious conditions. After this formation of the tribunals, the police department has been given lot of opportunity by the state government to look into the life and safety and security of life and property of senior citizens in the state. The police commissioner, Twin City of Cuttack and Bhubaneswar, has taken a lot of steps to protect the interest of the senior citizens, particularly the widows and in the villages and towns. They have provided nodal officers and security cells opened in each police station, about more than 300 police stations in India. The security cells have done wonderful jobs, particularly in the villages. When there is any problem, The nodal officers who have been appointed by the police commissioner immediately took notice of it and handled the matter very peacefully. Not only the problems of senior citizens have been solved by the police department, but also Senior Citizen Federation of Odisha, which was formed in 2011, we settled down many disputes amicably among the family members in assistance with the police, IICs and DCPs and commissioner himself. The disrespect which was given to the senior citizens in the state was gradually removed by the police actions. By going one more step, each police station was provided with arrangements, a waiting room for the senior citizens, tea and water were provided to them, chairs was provided for their sitting, which was not previously done in the police stations. The police came also to the younger generation to train them up in the schools and colleges how to respect the senior citizens, their parents, in order to avoid the discomfort of the senior citizens and parents in the house. Similarly, the antisocial elements which were outside causing problems to the senior citizens in the state were also avoided to a great extent by the active police action. Similarly, the Director General Police of Odisha issued a circular to all SPs in the state, all 30 districts. The similar actions will be taken by the SPs in their own districts by providing adequate facilities to protect the interest of the senior citizens. Thirdly, so far the health matter is concerned, the health condition of the senior citizens in the rural areas is very poor. There is no medical facilities. There is no separate ward for them. There is no entrance or queues in the outdoor for the senior citizens. All these facilities were introduced immediately after the rule came into being in the state. The people who are avoiding or hesitating to go to the hospital were easily welcomed by the police who were at the gate to take him to the doctors, to take him to the wards. And you will be surprised to know geriatric wards were introduced in the hospitals after the rule was framed and came into force. 10 beds in each district hospital have been reserved for the senior citizens for their health improvement. And the priority was given in the outdoor by making a separate queues for the senior citizens and ladies. Fourthly, as per the rules 2009, our state government immediately took action to build 30 super old age homes as per the provisions of 2009 rules and act. Now, all the buildings are in the construction. About 2 buildings have been completed, and old age homes will start functioning within very short time. Besides these rules, besides these provisions of the Act, the state policy for elders, which was drafted by the Federation of Senior Citizens, was approved by the state government. And the Chief Minister on the 1st October 2016 released the state policy for the all-round benefit of the senior citizens. All-round means the economic development, the social development, the health development, and care, prestige, and employment. As per the state policy, state government has given a lot of facilities to the senior citizens. The old age pension has been increased in the meantime twice, and now In comparison to other states, the amount may be less, 500 up to 79, 80 onwards is 700. We have been demanding before the Chief Minister to increase it at least to 1,000. The plea of the state government is they are giving under Madhubabu Pension Yojana the more number of senior citizens than the Indira Gandhi old age pension as per the central government provisions. Besides the economic upliftment, health improvement has been done, particularly in village areas. In each village, in each panchayat, there has been PSCs, public health centers, provided with qualified doctors. And for senior citizens, low-cost medicine shops have been opened in every block. Thanks to the Chief Minister of Odisha, who was very kind for the senior citizens' cause, have introduced a very novel ideas. The BMCs or police or the municipal corporations have also very kind enough to provide a lot of facilities for senior citizens. We have got 67 wards in Bhubaneswar Municipal Corporation, and each ward is now equipped with daycare centers, physiotherapy centers. Recently, our government is going to take up to build the physiotherapy centers in each district of Odisha. And our demand is, Federation Odisha demand is, each block will have the physiotherapy centers for the senior citizens, particularly as they need the help of the physiotherapy centers to a great extent because of their old age diseases. I am talking about the corona problems, which has given a lot of pain to the senior citizens for your consideration. When the corona problem started in March 15, 2020, immediately our state government 2 months old age pension were given in advance. And in 2021 corona period, 1 month special old age pension was also given to improve their economic condition. Now, senior citizens have been provided with better facilities so far the hospital treatment is concerned. The poor senior citizens below poverty line are provided free medicines in the village areas also, and the low-cost medicine shops which are opened are relieving the senior citizens, poor senior citizens to a great extent. You will be surprised to know, for the first time in the country, Odisha is a state which introduced free Tirtha Jatra. Thousands of people, senior citizens group of Odisha, have been benefited to go to the different places of pilgrimage free of cost with all facilities of doctors, medicines, food items, etc., etc. I think nowhere such facility has been given to senior citizens in the country. The senior citizens are also benefited otherwise in a very large way. I am not making this speech very long because of my weakness, but I want to tell you, gentlemen, this Chief Minister who is there for the last 5 terms, that means 23 years is now going, and the election will be held in 2024. It is expected that the Vijay Babu's son, Naveen Babu, will again head the state. Once he was addressing the Senior Citizens Federation members on the occasion of their annual functions, I want to read out what is said. It indicates how the Chief Minister and the Cabinet and the government is for the senior citizens, for the welfare in all respects. He said, senior citizens are like the trees of wisdom in our society. Their wisdom comes from their deep understanding of life. No society can grow or move forward by ignoring its senior citizens. They are the source of immense knowledge and experience that can guide the younger generation to handle the situations better. We must appreciate their wisdom and value their contribution to the society. My government has always been sensitive to the needs of senior citizens of our state. We are providing monthly pension to more than 27 lakh senior citizens under different schemes. So, what he has said to the end of his speech in the vast gathering of senior citizens from all corners of the state, keeping their religious and spiritual needs in mind, my government has been running Varishta Nagarika Tirtha Jatra Yojana. Since 2016, it has been stopped due to Corona for the last 2 years. I thank the Federation of Senior Citizens for their endeavor to unite and lead a healthy social life and for making constructive contribution to the society. I wish all of you a happy life. Gentlemen, I am not making this speech very long. I am happy as the founder president of the Federation of Senior Citizens Odisha that our government is always with the backward, downtrodden and senior citizens of the state in all respects. There are many plans which are going to be introduced also near future, and most probably the oldest pension amount will be increased before the next election. Thank you very much. Thanks the organizers. Thanks to the participants, my dear brothers and sisters. I am closing my speech with all of thanks to all of you. Thank you very much.
Now I request all the listeners to interact with our earlier two speakers. There will be 3 minutes time. You can interact with Arunji. There are personal chat box questions has come to me for Arunji as well as Mr. Kripa Sindhu Sahu. Now next 3 minutes, everyone will interact with our eminent both the speakers.
Okay.
So is it okay to raise the hand by the participants so that I can unmute them?
Please, Arshad, now you take care of these 3 minutes.
Yeah. So we are interacting with Sahu sir and Abhishek sir.
Arunji Rode.
Yes.
नहीं गलत नहीं हाँ
हमारे प्रिय मित्र ये जो अभी पेरेंट्स एक्ट के बारे में जो हम आपके साथ बातचीत की है और पेरेंट्स एक्ट जो है 2007 और उसके रूप जो है 2010 के उसके बारे में उड़ीसा में जो काम चल रहा है उसके बारे में उन्होंने बहुत अच्छी जानकारी दी है। महाराष्ट्र में भी हमारा ये काम बहुत जोर से चल रहा है। हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में हमने जो एडवोकेट जो है वो फ्री में लीगल सर्विस जो है वो पेरेंट्स एक्ट के बारे में दे रहे हैं। हमारे जो सब डिविजनल ऑफिसर्स है हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट के उनके पास जाकर हमारे जो पेरेंट्स एक्ट के बारे में जो वंचित है, पीड़ित है, सूचित है और वो अत्याचारित है उनके लिए हम काम कर रहे हैं। खाली पूना में 50 केस पे हमारा काम चल रहा है और पूरा महाराष्ट्र में पेरेंट्स एक्ट के लिए हमने ज्यादा काम जो है वो एडवोकेट के बारे में हमारे 72 एडवोकेट्स अभी महाराष्ट्र में खाली पेरेंट्स एक्ट के बारे में और मुफ्त में फ्री में सभी को काम कर रहे हैं। अभी यहाँ सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने जो नेशनल हेल्पलाइन फॉर सीनियर सिटीजन 14567 जो जारी की है, उसमें हम काम करते हैं। वहाँ का जो नेटवर्क चल रहा है उसमें मैं भी एडवाइजरी कमेटी में हूँ। और वो जो हमारे जो टोल फ्री कॉल आते हैं उनमें से जो बेघर है, अत्याचारित है, उनके लिए सेवा और मदद का काम जो है हम कर रहे हैं। महाराष्ट्र शासन के सीनियर सिटीजन के बारे में जो पॉलिसी है, महाराष्ट्र शासन की जो जीआर है, उसमें जो आर्थिक लाभ की जो जीआर है, वो हम सभी जो बीपीएल वाले हैं, दारिद्र्य बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन, उनके लिए जो है वो हमारा काम चल रहा है। फेस्कॉम जो है वो जो सक्षम है, शारीरिक दृष्टया सक्षम है, आर्थिक दृष्टया सक्षम है, मानसिक दृष्टया सक्षम है, वो जो पीड़ित, शोषित और वंचित है, उनके लिए बहुत काम हमने हमारे फेस्कॉम की वजह से हमने शुरू की है। और ये हमारा काम जो है चल रहा है 2007 के लिए। तो अभी हम जो हमारे 72 जो हमारे एडवाइजर्स है, उनका हमें कार्यशाला ले रहे हैं। और उनका जो काम चल रहा है, उसका जो कितने केसेस शुरू किए हैं, कितने पेंडिंग है, कितने सक्सेस है, इसकी जानकारी हम ले रहे हैं। साधु जी ने बहुत अच्छा पेरेंट बारे में उड़ीसा में जो काम चल रहा है वो हमको बताया, बहुत अच्छा लगा है। धन्यवाद।
ओके, विश्वनाथ जी कुछ क्वेश्चन पूछना चाहते हैं शायद, आप अनम्यूट कर लीजिए।
सभी लोगों को नमस्कार। मुझे क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछना सर, मुझे बड़ा आश्चर्य लग रहा है कि महाराष्ट्र और उड़ीसा में इतने काम हो रहे हैं, उनके कंपैरिजन में हमारे छत्तीसगढ़ तो बहुत ही पिछड़ा हुआ है। और इस विषय में हमें भी ध्यान देना पड़ेगा और हमारे जो फेडरेशन है उनको भी जागृत होना पड़ेगा। जागृत होकर के इस विषय में हमारे मुख्यमंत्री से और शासन से उनका उदाहरण देते हुए, महाराष्ट्र और उड़ीसा का उदाहरण देते हुए यहाँ पे भी कुछ इस प्रकार के कदम उठाएंगे तो बड़ी खुशी होगी। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप लोगों का जो आपने इतना अच्छा कार्यक्रम आयोजन किया। थैंक यू।
सचिन जी शुरू कीजिए। अभी देवराज जी आ रहे हैं, देवराज जी का स्पीच अभी शुरू होगा। सचिन राउत किधर है?
चंद्र प्रकाश जी प्लीज कंटिन्यू। चंद्र प्रकाश जी, चंद्र प्रकाश जी,
यस प्लीज
प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
या आदरणीय नानासाहेब इंगळे, कृपासिंधु साहू जी, डॉक्टर गावंडे, राउत जी एवं महामुनि तथा श्रोतागण, वक्तागण, आप सभी को छत्तीसगढ़ के चंद्र प्रकाश देवरस का नमस्कार, अभिनंदन और अभिवादन। अभी हमारे दो सीनियर सिटीजन्स ने उड़ीसा और महाराष्ट्र के गतिविधियों के बारे में बताया। मैं उसमें थोड़ा सा कुछ आगे बढ़ना चाहता हूं, खास करके डेमोग्राफिक के बारे में। मुझे जो विषय दिया गया है वह विषय है कि सरकार की नीतियां वरिष्ठ जनों के लिए, और ये नीतियों में और ये उनके निर्णयों में अगर मैं विस्तार पूर्वक जाऊं तो मुझे कम से कम 1 घंटे का समय लगेगा। तथापि मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि इन नीतियों के बारे में या निर्णयों के बारे में संक्षिप्त में आपसे कुछ चर्चा कर सकूं। जहां तक छत्तीसगढ़ का सवाल है, आज छत्तीसगढ़ के ही 5 श्रोता हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, जिनमें से विश्वनाथ जी एक हैं। हम लोग छत्तीसगढ़ में भी सभी जो उड़ीसा में कार्यक्रम चल रहे हैं वो कार्यक्रम छत्तीसगढ़ में भी इम्प्लीमेंट हो रहे हैं, इसमें कोई शक नहीं। बल्कि छत्तीसगढ़ में और भी आगे, जैसे तीर्थाटन योजना 2013 से चालू है और ये कोरोना कोविड के कारण से 2019 में बंद की गई थी। इसी तरह से बीपीएल को पेंशन जो दी जाती है, हालांकि वो बहुत कम है लेकिन वो दी जाती है। इसके अलावा परित्यक्ता, विधवा, इस तरह की पेंशन्स, निर्बल, दुर्बल, दिव्यांग, इन लोगों को भी जो सरकारी सहायता दी जाती है वह दी जा रही है। इस तरह से जो कार्यक्रम है MWPC में, मतलब मेंटेनेंस एंड वेलफेयर ऑफ पेरेंट्स एंड सीनियर सिटीजन एक्ट 2007 के अंतर्गत साहू जी ने बड़े विस्तार पूर्वक बताया है, और उसमें जाने की अभी मैं जरूरत नहीं समझता। वे सभी कार्यक्रम हमारे यहाँ छत्तीसगढ़ में भी लागू किए जा रहे हैं। मैं स्वयं ही बिलासपुर जिले के अधिकरण यानी ट्रिब्यूनल का सदस्य हूँ। इसी तरह से पेंशन लोक अदालत का भी मैं सदस्य हूँ, और इसमें जो मामले आते हैं उनको हम लोग निपटाते रहते हैं। अब मैं आता हूँ थोड़ा, ये प्लीज, डेमोग्राफिक चेंजेस के बारे में सभी लोगों ने कहा है, लेकिन भारत सरकार ने 17 अप्रैल 2020 को उन्होंने जो यूएनओ को फिगर दिए हैं उनके बारे में मैं जानकारी देना चाहता हूं। 31 दिसंबर 2019 तक भारतवर्ष में 13.6 करोड़ सीनियर सिटीजन्स थे, और ये 6% के रेट से बढ़ते जा रहा है। 2026 में इन सीनियर सिटीजन्स की संख्या करीब 17 करोड़ हो जाएगी, और 2050 में ये 30 करोड़ के लगभग पहुंच जाएगा। इन 30 करोड़ में करीब 1.5 करोड़ ऐसे व्यक्ति होंगे जिनकी उम्र 80 साल से ऊपर होगी, और ऐसे करीब 8 लाख ऐसे व्यक्ति होंगे सीनियर सिटीजन्स जिनकी उम्र 100 साल से भी ज्यादा होगी। ये सब होता इसलिए है कि जो मेडिकल फैसिलिटीज है, जो लॉन्जेविटी है, ये औसत आयु है, ये बढ़ते जा रही है हमारे देश में, और ये एक अच्छी सूचना है। लेकिन दूसरी तरफ इसके जो नुकसान है या जिसके बारे में जो हमें चिंतन करना है, इसके ऊपर में भी ध्यान देना बहुत जरूरी है। और इसीलिए आर्टिकल 21 संविधान के आर्टिकल 21 में जो लिखा है राइट टू डिग्निफाइड लाइफ, इसके अंतर्गत हमें हमारी सरकार को सोचने की बाध्यता है। इसी तरह से आर्टिकल 41 में नोडल एजेंसी जो बनाई गई है वो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को बनाई गई है इन कार्यक्रमों को इम्प्लीमेंट करने की। अब आते हैं कि राष्ट्रीय कितनी नीतियां हैं और कितने आदेश हैं, इनके ऊपर मैं करीब 8 मुख्य आदेशों के बारे में आपसे बात करूंगा। पहला तो यह है कि नेशनल पॉलिसी फॉर ओल्ड पर्सन, ये 1999 में बनी थी, आपको रोडे साहब ने बताया ही है। इसके ऊपर में कोई खास काम नहीं हुआ, और 2012 में इसका नाम बदल करके नेशनल पॉलिसी फॉर सीनियर सिटीजन्स कर दिया गया, और इसके अंतर्गत इसके अंतर्गत आगे काम बढ़ता गया। लेकिन काम कुछ दिख नहीं रहा था, इसीलिए कुछ सीनियर सिटीजन्स ने हमारे यहाँ सुप्रीम कोर्ट में 2015 में रिट पिटीशन फाइल की। उसमें डॉक्टर अश्विनी कुमार करके हैं, और उन्होंने रिट पिटीशन फाइल की, जिसकी की सुनवाई डॉक्टर श्री मदन लाल लोकुर और जस्टिस दीपक गुप्ता जी ने की, और उन्होंने अपना फैसला 13 दिसंबर 2018 को भारत सरकार को निर्देश देते हुए दिया। उसमें उन्होंने बहुत क्लियरली सब चीज को मानते हुए, उसमें एमिकस ज्यूरी थे हेल्पेज इंडिया के श्री मैथ्यू चेरियन, इन सब की दलीलों को मानते हुए उन्होंने यह स्वीकार किया कि अभी देश में सीनियर सिटीजन्स के लिए इन 4 मुद्दों के ऊपर में बहुत ही ध्यान देना जरूरी है। अब वो 4 मुद्दे कौन से हैं? पहला मुद्दा है कि रियलिस्टिक फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस, नंबर 1, नंबर 2 रियलिस्टिक शेल्टर, and number 3 realistic health security, and number 4 effective implementation of the maintenance of parents and welfare act 2007। इन 4 के ऊपर में उन्होंने भारत सरकार को दिसंबर 18 में उन्होंने कहा कि आप अपना एक्शन प्लान और इम्प्लीमेंटेशन शेड्यूल पेश कीजिए। इसके रिस्पांस में भारत सरकार ने पहले तो सीनियर सिटीजन्स के एक्टिविटीज को देखने के लिए नोडल एजेंसी बनाई, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ सोशल जस्टिस एंड एम्पावरमेंट को, और उसके बाद में इन्होंने एक नेशनल पॉलिसी, एक नेशनल एक्शन प्लान अभी 2020 में रिलीज किया है, इसके जो कि 1 अप्रैल 2020 से 31 मार्च 2023 तक का है। इस प्लान के अंतर्गत जो सारी चीजें आती हैं जिसके के बारे में हम अभी हमारे 2 सीनियर लोगों ने चर्चा की है। इनके बाद इनमें इनका भी जो 4 स्कीम है, मेन 4 स्कीम्स के अंतर्गत इसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होना है। तो ये नेशनल एक्शन, नेशनल पॉलिसी और एक अम्ब्रेला स्कीम बोलते हैं इसको। उन्होंने एक 77 पेज का डॉक्यूमेंट है जिसमें कि डिटेल सब दिए हुए हैं कि कौन सी पॉलिसी है, कैसे कार्यक्रम है, कौन सी एक्टिविटी है, गवर्नमेंट को क्या करना है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को क्या करना है, ये सारा उसमें आउटलाइंड है। तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजमेंट के बाद में नेशनल पॉलिसी, नेशनल एक्शन प्लान ये रिलीज हुआ। अब इसके बाद में इसमें सारी चीजें हैं, इसमें हेल्थ सिक्योरिटी, सोशल सिक्योरिटी, पुलिस सिक्योरिटी, कम्युनिटी पुलिसिंग इत्यादि, ये सब फूड सिक्योरिटी, ये सब चीजें उसमें लिखी हुई हैं। और ये बड़ी बुकलेट है जो कि कंप्यूटर पे और गूगल पे अवेलेबल है। इसके बाद में उन्होंने इसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के लिए स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को अभी भी एजेंसी, नोडल एजेंसी बनाई है। इन पॉलिसीज को कुछ स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत ही जल्दी इम्प्लीमेंट करके उसके अच्छे रिजल्ट भी मिले हैं। ऐसे स्टेट हैं, केरला है, उड़ीसा में अभी आपने सुना, और आंध्र प्रदेश में। अब मैं एक छोटी सी चीज आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि जो फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस है, यानी जो सीनियर सिटीजन्स को हर माह मिलने वाली पेंशन है, वो पूरे देश में अलग अलग है। अब आप देखिए कि छत्तीसगढ़ में अभी सिर्फ 350 है, 350 रुपए है, और वो भी 79 साल तक, और 80 के ऊपर में वो 600 हो जाती है। लेकिन अभी उड़ीसा के बारे में आपने सुना, उड़ीसा में वो 700-800 है, महाराष्ट्र में 1000 के ऊपर है, गोवा में 2500 है, आंध्र प्रदेश में 3000, 5000 और 10,000 है, केरला में 3000 है। इस तरह की जो असमानता है, ये फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस जो सीनियर सिटीजन्स को दिया जाना है, उसमें भी असमानता होने के कारण से हम कई स्टेट्स में इसको ठीक ढंग से लागू नहीं किया गया है। जैसे झारखंड है और बिहार है, इनमें इन स्कीम्स को अभी लागू नहीं किया गया है। तो इस तरह से फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस के बारे में अगर हम बात करते हैं तो इसमें असमानता नहीं है, और जो कि लाने की बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है। इसी तरह से शेल्टर के बारे में बात कही गई है। शेल्टर में ओल्ड एज होम या वृद्धाश्रम, इस वृद्धाश्रम की स्थापना स्टेट गवर्नमेंट को, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के सहायता से करनी है। लेकिन आज वस्तु स्थिति ये है कि अपने देश के 739 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में ओनली 296 ओल्ड एज होम्स हैं, और इन 296 ओल्ड एज होम्स में भी 132 ओल्ड एज है गवर्नमेंट की ओर से चलाए जाते हैं, बाकी सब नॉन गवर्नमेंट एनजीओ चला रहे हैं। इनको मॉनिटरिंग करने के लिए, इनकी कोई यार्ड स्टिक बनाने के लिए, इनकी रेगुलर देखरेख करने के लिए हर एक एक्ट 2007 में प्रोविजन है, और उस प्रोविजन के अंतर्गत एक कमिटी बना करके, नोडल एक ट्रिब्यूनल बना करके और उसकी देखरेख करने का प्रावधान है। इसी तरह से आगे बढ़ते हैं तो गवर्नमेंट की सोच तो बहुत है, देखना चाहते हैं केंद्र सरकार भी कि हमारे सीनियर सिटीजन्स को डिग्निफाइड लाइफ मिले, एक सम्माननीय जीवन मिले और वो जीवन व्यापन कर सके। इसीलिए कंपनी एक्ट में भी धारा 125 के अंतर्गत शेड्यूल 7 में उन्होंने कॉर्पोरेट्स को ये बाइंडिंग दी है, एक बाइंडिंग दी गई है कि उनके प्रॉफिट का 2% वो CSR में, कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रिस्पांसिबिलिटी फंड में खर्च करें, और इस फंड में उनको बहुत ज्यादा फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी दी गई है। लेकिन दुर्भाग्य इस बात का है कि जो कॉर्पोरेट्स हैं, इनके पास में जो फंड अवेलेबल होता है वो फंड गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसीज में ही चला जाता है। उदाहरण के लिए जेंडर इक्वेलिटी, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट, एफॉरेस्टेशन, स्वच्छ भारत, इस तरह की योजनाओं में जो सरकार की योजनाएं हैं उसी में ही इनका ये जो CSR का फंड है ये उसमें चला जाता है। और इस कारण इसमें किसी पहले तो किसी प्रकार का उसमें उदाहरण नहीं था कि सीनियर सिटीजन्स के लिए कितना रखा जाए। अभी अमेंडमेंट होने के बाद में सीनियर सिटीजन्स के लिए भी लागू किया गया है, लेकिन जो प्रोसीजर बनाई गई है वो इतनी टीडियस प्रोसीजर है कि उसका लाभ लेना बहुत ही मुश्किल काम हो जाता है। अभी इसके बारे में आइस्कॉन में एक CSR की मीटिंग में इस बात की चर्चा हुई थी और इसमें कहा गया था कि ये जो प्रोसीजर है ये प्रोसीजर जरा ढीली की जाए या सरल की जाए ताकि जो NGOs हैं और जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स हैं इसके अंतर्गत फायदा ले सके। अब आते हैं हम अपनी वरिष्ठ जन पॉलिसी 2007 एक्ट के अंतर्गत, इसके अंतर्गत हमारे छत्तीसगढ़ में भी ट्रिब्यूनल्स और अधिकरण वगैरह बनाए गए हैं, लेकिन इसमें कई प्रावधान है। पहला प्रावधान तो ये है कि सीनियर सिटीजन्स के अगर मान लीजिए किसी प्रॉपर्टी को उनके बच्चे या उनके नातेदार या उनके जो लीगल हेयर्स हैं अगर वो नहीं उनको मेंटेन कर रहे हैं, उनका देखरेख नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो उनकी प्रॉपर्टी का अगर यदि रजिस्ट्रेशन कर दिया गया है तो वो रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल किया जा सकता है। और इसी एक्ट में प्रावधान है कि उनके बच्चे या नातेदार उनका ध्यान नहीं रख रहे हैं तो उनको मेंटेनेंस फंड हर महीने दिया जा सके, जो कि 10,000 रुपए के लगभग हो सकता है। इसी तरह अगर वो इसमें भी मानते नहीं हैं तो उसमें यहाँ 3 महीने की जेल तक जाने का भी प्रावधान है। और इसके सबके लिए SDM जो है वो नोडल अधिकारी हैं और अपीलिंग अथॉरिटी है इसमें कलेक्टर। आपको एक चीज बड़ी इसमें ध्यान रखने वाली बात है कि जब अपील में जाते हैं तो कलेक्टर के पास में किसी वकील के जरिए नहीं जाना है, उसमें दोनों पार्टियां एग्रीड पार्टियों को ही जाना है। ऐसी व्यवस्था उसमें की गई है और उसका इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हो रहा है, लेकिन अभी तक अवेयरनेस नहीं आई है, जागरूकता न तो सीनियर सिटीजन्स में आई है और न ही अन्य लोगों में, न ही जूनियर लोगों में। ये जागरूकता के लिए भारत सरकार ने जागरूकता लाने के लिए, उसका और ज्यादा प्रचार प्रसार करने के लिए, हेल्प करने के लिए उन्होंने नालसा नाम का एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बनाया हुआ है जिसके की चीफ जस्टिस ऑफ इंडिया इसके चेयरपर्सन है। नालसा मतलब नेशनल अथॉरिटी फॉर लीगल सर्विस असिस्टेंस। जिसमें सीनियर सिटीजन्स को किसी भी प्रकार की लीगल सहायता या किसी भी प्रकार की सामाजिक सुरक्षा वगैरह में कोई दिक्कत आती है तो वो नालसा के थ्रू नालसा के थ्रू रिड्रेसल कर सकते हैं। इसमें नालसा के जो पैनल लॉयर्स हैं उनको वो फ्री सर्विस देते हैं और इस नालसा के जरिए नालसा ने हर एक जिले तक में डिस्ट्रिक्ट लीगल सर्विस अथॉरिटी के रूप में अपना काम शुरू कर दिया है। और ये सभी चीफ जस्टिस के ऑनरेबल जस्टिस हाईकोर्ट के चीफ जस्टिस के अंडर में ये काम करते हैं। तो ये नालसा एक हो गया, एक्ट 2007 एक हो गया, नेशनल पॉलिसी फॉर नेशनल प्रोग्राम हो गया, नेशनल अम्ब्रेला हो गया। इस तरह के कार्यक्रम चल रहे हैं। एक और मैं बताना चाहूंगा कि रीजनल रिसोर्स ट्रेनिंग सेंटर ये हर एक जगह बनाए गए हैं। इनके अंतर्गत सीनियर सिटीजन्स के लिए जो केयर गिवर्स हैं, जो ओल्ड एज होम्स हैं और जो उनकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन एजेंसीज हैं, इनको ट्रेनिंग देना, इनको फंड उपलब्ध कराना, इनको और जो कानूनी मदद देना है, ये सब चीजें ये सब बातें उस जगह पे ली जाती हैं। इसके अलावा नालसा में जो है मदद करने के लिए कि क्योंकि एक स्वाभाविक प्रक्रिया हमने देखी हुई है हर एक जगह कि कोई भी सीनियर सिटीजन अपने बच्चे या अपने नातेदार या अपने लीगल हेयर के विरुद्ध अदालत में जाना पसंद नहीं करता। क्यों नहीं करता? क्योंकि बोलता है इन्हीं के साथ में अगर हमको रहना है और आज हम इनको अदालत में खींचेंगे तो कल हमको ये और भी तंग करेंगे, या इन्हीं के साथ रहना है तो फिर इनसे को अदालती कार्रवाई की जाए। इसलिए वे लोग अदालत में जाने से हिचकते हैं। और इसी कारण से वे ये अन्याय को सहते रहते हैं। ऐसे लोगों की मदद करने के लिए इसमें एक्ट 2007 में और एक्ट 2007 में ये, और दूसरा नेशनल सिचुएशन, नेशनल डिफेंस के लिए सोशल डिफेंस के एक्ट में ये प्रावधान है कि इनकी मदद के लिए पैरालीगल वॉलंटियर्स को ट्रेन करके इनके पास भेजा जाए। छत्तीसगढ़ में पैरालीगल वॉलंटियर्स काफी बनाए गए, हर एक जिले में बनाए गए हैं, और ये लोग काउंसलिंग से लेकर के और लीगल मदद जो मिलनी चाहिए वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट और स्टेट अथॉरिटी से दिलवाते हैं। तो ये पैरालीगल वॉलंटियर्स को भी ये मानधन दिया जाता है। इस तरह की कानूनी बहुत से प्रावधान हैं। कानून के प्रावधानों को अगर देखा जाए तो सीनियर सिटीजन्स अपने देश में संसार में सबसे सुखी प्राणी हो सकते हैं, लेकिन विडंबना है कि सीनियर सिटीजन्स हमारे देश में सबसे ज्यादा तंग होते हैं। और तंग होने का कारण ये है कि हमारे देश में सीनियर सिटीजन्स के वेलफेयर के लिए जो जीडीपी का मात्र 0.32% ही खर्च होता है, जबकि नेपाल जैसे देश में 4% और यूरोप में तो 9% तक खर्च किया जाता है। ऐसी स्थिति में हमको ही नहीं बल्कि केंद्र सरकार और राज्य सरकार को भी इस दिशा में बहुत ज्यादा ध्यान देने की आवश्यकता है। अब इन सब चीजों के अलावा नेशनल काउंसिल फॉर सीनियर सिटीजन्स बनाया गया है, जिसके चेयरमैन है मिनिस्टर ऑफ सोशल जस्टिस एंड एम्पावरमेंट। इसका काम है कि हर जगह में, हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में, हर तालुका में सीनियर सिटीजन्स का एसोसिएशन बनाया जाए, उनकी अवेयरनेस जगाई जाए, उनको जो कानूनी सहायता देने के लिए, और हर एक पंचायत लेवल पे भी पंचायत के जो प्रॉफिट होते हैं उसका 2% सीनियर सिटीजन्स के लिए खर्च करने के लिए रखा जाए। इस तरह के प्रावधान भी हैं, लेकिन इनका अभी तक क्रियान्वयन शीघ्र से नहीं हो पाया है। इसके लिए मेरे विचार से मैं समझता हूं कि हम सब सीनियर सिटीजन्स को संगठित होना आवश्यक है, और संगठित हो करके हमें न सिर्फ राज्य सरकार बल्कि केंद्र सरकार पर भी इस बात को हमारी जो मांगे हैं या हमारे जो कठिनाइयां हैं इनको सामने ला करके उनके रिड्रेसल के लिए प्रयास करना पड़ेगा। अभी आप देख लीजिए, अब बजट में किसी प्रकार का प्रावधान नहीं है। नेशनल पॉलिसी, अम्ब्रेला पॉलिसी में 200 करोड़ का प्रावधान है, लेकिन 200 करोड़ में से 1 करोड़ या 1 लाख रुपए भी पाने के लिए जो पापड़ बेलने पड़ते हैं, उसके लिए हमारे पास उतनी शक्ति या उतनी हमारे पास में लियाकत नहीं है, क्योंकि वो प्रोसीजर ही ऐसी बना के रखी गई है कि पहले तो नीति आयोग से आपको रिकॉग्निशन मिलना चाहिए। नीति आयोग ने आपको हमें छत्तीसगढ़ वाले ही हम 2 साल से ट्राई कर रहे हैं, नीति आयोग से हमको अभी तक रिकॉग्निशन नहीं मिला है। तो जब नीति आयोग से रिकॉग्निशन नहीं मिला तो हमको फाइनेंशियल हेल्प कहाँ से मिलेगी? तो इस तरह की जो गवर्नमेंट की जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन पॉलिसी है, इनको अगर इसका सरलीकरण किया जाए तो सही में ये जो फायदा है वो सीनियर सिटीजन्स को मिल सकेगा। मैं 2 बातों की ओर आखिरी में आपसे जरूर बात करना चाहूंगा। एक तो देख लीजिए, अभी रेलवे मिनिस्ट्री ने सीनियर सिटीजन्स को रेल ट्रेवल में मिलने वाली कंसेशन को खत्म कर दिया है। अभी तक उसके बारे में कुछ नहीं कहा गया है। कोविड-19 के समय से ये बंद किया गया है, और हर एक ट्रेन को करीब करीब स्पेशल ट्रेन बना करके उससे उनका ज्यादा भाड़ा लिया जाता था। वो तो अब धीरे धीरे कम किया जा रहा है, लेकिन अब सीनियर सिटीजन्स का जो कंसेशन पहले मिलता था 40 और 50%, वो अभी भी शुरू नहीं हुआ। इसी तरह सारे इनकम टैक्स में भी इनका जो डिफरेंट जो फिक्स डिपॉजिट पे इंटरेस्ट है वो धीरे धीरे 14% से ला करके 5.5% पे ला दिया है। और यही फिक्स डिपॉजिट है जिसके भरोसे जो नॉन पेंशन होल्डर्स जो सीनियर सिटीजन्स हैं वो लोग अपना डे टू डे खर्च चलाते थे, इसको भी कम किया जा रहा है। इसके बारे में भी हमने फेडरेशन की ओर से चीफ मिनिस्टर को, प्राइम मिनिस्टर को, सब प्री बजट कंसल्टेशन में फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर को भी लिखा है कि इसे कम से कम 10% रखा जाए और 10% इसको फिक्स सीनियर सिटीजन्स के लिए दिया जाए जो फिक्स डिपॉजिट पे इंटरेस्ट है। लास्ट पॉइंट मैं बोलना चाहूंगा कि पूरे देश में अगर सबसे ज्यादा कोई अगर दुखी सीनियर सिटीजन हैं तो वो हैं हमारे यहाँ की गांव में और ग्रामीण महिलाएं। ग्रामीण महिलाएं जहाँ पे जिनके बच्चे अपनी रोजी रोटी कमाने के लिए शहरों में चले जाते हैं, बाहर देश में चले जाते हैं, उनके लिए सहारे के लिए कोई व्यवस्था नहीं है। जब तक कि उनको शारीरिक शक्ति रहती है तब तक वो अपने घरों में कार्य करके मजदूरी करके अपनी रोजी रोटी तो पा जाती हैं, लेकिन जिस दिन उनकी शारीरिक शक्ति जवाब दे देती है उसके बाद में वे लाचार होकर के समाज के दया रहमो करम पे या भीख मांगने के लिए मजबूर हो जाती हैं। ऐसी महिलाओं के लिए, खास करके ग्रामीण क्षेत्रों में ऐसी महिलाओं के लिए निशुल्क ओल्ड एज होम ओनली फॉर लेडीज बनाना अति आवश्यक है। इन सब बातों को प्राप्त करने के लिए हमें संगठित होना है और संगठित होकर के सीनियर सिटीजन की शक्ति का प्रदर्शन कहीं न कहीं करना है। हमें दयावान बनना है, दयनीय नहीं बनना। इसलिए मैं आप सभी महानुभाव जो यहाँ आज उपस्थित हैं उनसे निवेदन करूंगा कि राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर हम सभी संगठन एक होकर के और एक आध बार कम से कम दिल्ली में जाकर के जंतर मंतर के सामने अपनी मांगों के प्रति सरकार का ध्यान आकर्षित करें, तो हो सकता है कि हमारी लाइफ आने वाले दिनों में और भी सरल हो सकेगी। अन्यथा हमें कम से कम जापान का उदाहरण अपने सामने रखना चाहिए जहां पर कि 100 साल के ऊपर के 65,000 व्यक्ति हैं एक प्रांत में और उन सभी को सरकार की ओर से पूरी सहायता मिलती है और वे बड़े आनंद से वहां अपना जीवन गुजारते हैं। मैं पुनः आयोजकों को इस बात के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद दूंगा कि उन्होंने इस तरह का ये कार्यक्रम आयोजित करके और एक विचार मंथन के लिए प्लेटफॉर्म सुलभ कराया है। हम छत्तीसगढ़ की ओर से हम पूरी तरह से उनके साथ हैं और हम उनसे भी मार्गदर्शन लेते रहेंगे, खास करके महाराष्ट्र, केरला और उड़ीसा से। और हम अपने मुख्यमंत्री से जरूर अवश्य इस बारे में बात करते हैं और छत्तीसगढ़ में दूसरे प्रकार से जरूर सीनियर सिटीजन्स को मदद की जाती है। जेरियाट्रिक मेडिसिन है, जिस तरह से अस्पतालों में स्वास्थ्य सुरक्षा है, इस तरह ये कार्य हमारे यहाँ हो ही रहे हैं, तीर्थाटन का काम हो ही रहा है। इन सब चीजों में थोड़ा समय जरूर लगता है, लेकिन अब इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के राह में है और हमें विश्वास है कि हम आप लोगों का उदाहरण पेश करके और भी इसे आगे बढ़ाएंगे। धन्यवाद पुनः।
धन्यवाद प्रकाश जी। समय को देखना है, वक्ताओं को आगे भी बोलना है और जैसे भी बीच बीच समय मिलता है संवाद का सत्र रहेगा। अधिक समय न लगते हुए हमारे वरिष्ठ सहयोगी पश्चिम बंगाल से दादा चक्रवर्ती जी, आपसे निवेदन है कि आप इस विषय में बात करें। और विश्वनाथ जी से मैं कहूंगा जैसे ही थोड़ा सा समय कहीं मिलता है हम संवाद का सत्र रखने वाले हैं। अतः मैं दादा चक्रवर्ती जी से निवेदन करता हूं कि नेशनल पॉलिसी पर वो अपने विचार हमारे साथ रखे। दादा चक्रवर्ती।
थैंक यू दादा। On behalf of Varishtha Nagarik Mancha, a conglomeration of different senior citizen organizations West Bengal. We express our sincere thanks to all the respected participants, especially to Dr. Abhinav Gawande, Mr. Sachin Rao, for allowing me to speak in a huge platform where stalwarts like Mr. Rode, Mr. Devraj, Mr. Sahu, Mr. Nirmali Mahapatro, Professor Srimati Santa De, Mr. Rajat Mangalika, and other experts are the speakers. I am a novice to them, so I may be excused for any inappropriate talking on my part. Friends, our main intention is to create an interaction forum with different states on the status of the senior citizen, their well-being, problems, difficulties faced, and the experience on interaction we gain will help everyone to cross over the hurdles. Ignorance of awareness is our prime obstacle. We could not reach to the grassroots level in urban and rural areas. Now, talking about the policy aspect, my predecessors have very, very clearly explained everything. I will not go in details of this. I will only touch two things, and then I will talk about the problems we are facing day to day and how we can avoid those and what are the actions or the courses to be taken. About the policy, Ministry of Social Justice have already taken some encouraging initiatives. More are being undertaken. The recent helpline implementation and 5 days online training on geriatric, etc., are well appreciated. However, from the information available with us through ASCON and other agencies, let me refer two policies. One is the umbrella policy, which my predecessor Devraj has already explained, by Ministry of Social Justice, effective for 1st April, and the other policy which we have recently said, elderly in India 2021, studied by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, Government of India. They have very elaborately defining entire scheme of the programs and schemes with status of various details in table form, which please refer. I will give the website number mospi.gov.in/mospi reports publication. It is done by the Ministry of Statistics. The second chapter of it is very clearly defined, when my predecessor has already been told that the national policy of older person 99 is still not clearly implemented. However, why? Because keeping in view the changing demographic patterns, socioeconomic needs of the senior citizen, and technology over the last decades, a new policy for senior citizens is under finalization, they have told. The next is the Maintenance of Welfare of Parents and Senior Citizen Act 2007, enacted in December 2007. There is an amendment bill in 2019, which has been introduced in the Lok Sabha on 11 December 2009. It is too long overdue and should be implemented early. That should be our stand. The next is the Integrated Program for Senior Citizens, IPSRC, for assistance up to 100% of the project cost is given to the state government and union territories through registered societies of senior citizens, home constituting continuous care homes, etc. And the Regional Resource Department Training Sources, RRTC, monitors and provides technical support for this, advocacy, networking, training, etc., capacity building also. Next is the State Action Plan for Senior Citizens, which they have already told the states are free to include their own strategies and programs. Convergence with initiatives of other ministries and departments in government for the benefit of senior citizens. Media, advocacy, capacity building, research and study, pilot project, or any other project aimed towards the welfare of the senior citizens. The next one is the National Award for Senior Citizens. There is a national award which is called Vayashrestha Samman, notified in the Gazette of India 2013, conferred on the 1st October every year in two categories: institutional categories in the field of best societies on aging, service to the society, awareness generation, district, panchayat, urban, local body in providing services and facilities, states implementing MWPSC Act, private and public organization promoting well-being of welfare. The other category is individual category. There is centenarian, iconic mother, lifetime achievement, creative art, sports, adventure, and courage and bravery. I will not go very detailed because my predecessors have already been told everything. So they more or less there was one more thing, the Senior Citizen Welfare Fund, which they were all talking about. A Senior Citizen Welfare Fund, SCWF, was established in 18th March 2016. Is administered by the Inter-Ministerial Committee. They have on 4th February 2020 announced the following for 2020-21. Rashtriya Vayasri Yojana to cover 86 districts for the beneficiaries of 90,300 amounting to rupees 7723.60 lakhs. Livelihood and skilling initiatives, 5,000 Agrasar self-help group, 1,25,000 for 25 crores. Re-employment generation platform making charges 12 crores. Poshan Abhijan for nutrition, 2,000 gram panchayat plus 200 municipal areas, total 2022, 2,200 for 55,000 beneficiaries, 39.6 crores. Promoting silver economy, startup elderly, 20 startups at 20 crores. CSR corporate social responsibility, 250 CSR investment, 5 crore advocacy fee. These are the announcements already government have done. Now, National Council, which my predecessor was also telling, advise the government for formulation of implementation of policy program, etc. Now, my point in saying is this, that more or less all the policies, schemes have been told by our predecessor, and we all more or less know about it. But the implementation of many schemes needs to be pressed upon. अगर हम लोग जोर नहीं देते हैं सब आदमी मिलके तो कुछ नहीं बनने वाला है, because the it is now high time, since the budget season is knocking at the door. Issues concerning the ministry's attention may be sent to the ministry, and our main umbrella body is ASCON. ASCON can forward the same in accumulation copy to all ministries, all our federations, so that we can also forward and put pressure on our state governments. So that way we have to be with full pressure and continuous follow-up. Otherwise, nothing will happen, as I think. Let us now look at the problem areas we face. In view of the ongoing pandemic, we have already lost substantial time and suffered along. It is clear that welfare for the senior citizens in the following areas need to be attended to: food, housing, safety, security, healthcare, recreation, etc. Now, in West Bengal, Barishta Nagarik Manch, since from 2020, we could not be able to do very physical activities. We had more or less in number of times we have done lot of webinars to give awareness to the people. We have arranged health program with the other programs also, and seminars, etc. So last year during the 1st October, since the corona is everybody has suffered from corona, we had, with the help of all the senior citizens, all the federations, all the senior citizen associations under us, we have asked them to write their experience, how they experience the corona. So we have make out a book called Record of Times, so that after 10 years, 50 years over, when people will come to know that there was a corona and what is the experience of the senior people, they will come to know. And similarly, what Mr. Rode was telling, that the talent of the older people also we are trying to make out in a book form, giving the experiences of the older person in the poems. These we are also doing in this corona period. Now, what we think the problems which by working with the senior citizens, we have come across so many problems. So we can our experience can say that if we accumulate together all the problems and make a concrete demand to the ministry and keep on keeping follow up every moment with the with this type of webinar, this type of what Mr. Devraj was saying, going to Delhi, making dharna, etc. So something will happen. I will not take much time. I will very quickly say because time is very running short. So there is a, I understand Mr. Kipashindu Sahu was telling that they have a separate ministry for senior citizens. So we need separate ministry for senior citizens at every state. That is must. National helpline to be introduced in all remaining states. National helpline already implemented in some states, but if it is implemented in all the states and the implementation of 18 segments therein, if those are addressed, awareness journals will be much easier, I will tell you, because these 18 segments, what they have written in that segment is very important, and we can solve many of the problems if we are aware of all those things. Meals on Wheels service, government may run or support agency considered necessary. State hospitals to introduce geriatric care, palliative care centers. I am very happy to know that Odisha has already done in hospital geriatric care, but in all states it is not yet done. So we must put pressure that in all states it should be done. Separate outdoor facility for senior citizens involving doctors to prescribe generic medicines with easy availability of chemists. Facility of senior citizens, there should be in every hospital there should be a senior citizen outdoor, especially for outdoor facility for senior citizen only, with doctors, and they should doctors should prescribe generic medicine, and it should be made mandatory that the generic medicines are made available to all the chemists. Medical facilities for all should be done, especially for rural area or urban areas to cover. Old age homes in every district with all amenities, with regular monitoring, and private homes to maintain government norms. Now, if you go to private homes, private homes are very much available, but they are charging hell of a lot. One is charging 20 lakhs, one is 50 lakhs, something like that. If government make a norm and the policy, so something will head, because government cannot allow do all the old age home in everywhere. So private homes should also be there, but they should be in a line, and a monitoring system should be there. Banking service at doorstep for the very senior citizens, very old senior citizens, they cannot go to the bank. At least 4 services monthly at door should be free of cost, mandatory. Separate counter for senior citizens. In most of the banks, if you go, you will find there is no separate counter for senior citizens. 2 or 3 you may find, but not everywhere. So if senior citizens are to stand in a queue with all other people, it will be very difficult. If for 2 hours, 3 hours standing in the queue, very difficult proposition nowadays. Old age pension to increase reasonably. Devraj Sahib has already told that old age pension is nothing. The poor pension is nothing. The market is so high, and this should be engaged. And the fixed deposit interest on the fixed deposit should be increased. Otherwise, it has come down to in such a way that surviving of the same elder people is very difficult. Then next is the income tax. Proper income tax also. Income tax and property tax should be given special consideration for the senior citizens. EPF 95 pension, 1,000 rupees is nothing. It should be minimum 5,000. Then forum for forming self-help groups issued. There's a booklet issued by the government recently in September 2021. Action group aimed at social reconstruction, that is called Aggressor Group, for forming self-help group. Grant and support for recurring expenses for forming senior citizen association in all city and villages. It should be encouraged. Otherwise, this awareness cannot be generated if we do not have senior citizen association in villages, in every ward, every mohalla. We cannot generate awareness. Awareness is the main difficulties we are facing. Improve friendly system to introduce senior citizen in platform like railways. Railway में ramp and lift, it's a सब जगह नहीं है. If government can introduce this system, the senior citizen will be very much benefited. Free concessional travel facilities, bus, rail, air, including free of cost travel to PQs. The South was telling that Odisha has already implemented this facilities. It's very good. Thank you very much. But I understand it was already done in Delhi. Delhi also, I read in a newspaper that Delhi, it is about 1 year back. They have already done something for taking people to pilgrimage. Some money has been allocated for them. This came in the paper sometimes. But even then, it is very good. It's very good, South. Engaging senior citizens for part-time, full-time employment, and then policy. Police station to have special employer for senior citizens grievances to deal with elder abuse case, tribunals, etc. And legal facility to senior citizen. In every police station, whenever you go to the police station, they will simply say, हमारे पास इतना आदमी नहीं है, lots of officers, we have to do a lot of things, but there should be a separate enclosure. This is we cannot find in every police station. They take care. They attend to our problem. Of course, they do it, but we need a separate entity for the senior citizens who can solve the problems of the elder abuse case, the tribunal, any other grievances we lodge to them. Legal facility to senior citizens is already NALSA. Yes, Devara sir has already told about the NALSA. Now, the most important thing is the digital literacy. Digital literacy, many of the senior citizens are the victim of ATM fraud. Handling banking, bank statement, banking facilities, etc. If with skeleton group, digital literacy is taken care of, people will learn many things, and especially urban people, village people, they will be much benefited if with skeleton people, if senior citizen associations are trained to train those they can go to the villages, they can make small group, they can teach them. That way, awareness generation will be done, and people will be benefited from the digital. They will learn the digital literacy. Government should recognize 1st October IDOP and 15th June by inserting a message in all states through all regional dailies. Till 2015, in some paper, government used to recognize these days, 15th June and 1st October. But these are I do not know why this is not now coming. We must put pressure that at least if the daily the newspaper is inserted with those advertisements, people in general public will be able to come to know that the importance of the senior citizen, the necessity of senior citizen.
Interrupt you, Dada. It's almost time has gone up. We are running into 6:15.
I have mostly completed because time is going short. I cannot go. My only idea, we must make a introduction forum so that we can discuss it, we can know, likewise we have come to know FESCOM problem, how they are working, then Odisha how they are working, Chhattisgarh how they are working. So similarly, we will all present ourselves how we are working and what is the best way we can do and how we can develop ourselves. This interaction is very necessary, and during this pandemic period, it is very, very urgent. Thank you very much for giving me time. Thank you, sir.
Now, let me ask Mr. Harshad to take a short opinion poll on 3 questions. There is enough knowledge spreaded up. We just put in our chat box 3 interactive opinion poll questions. Next 1 minute to vote on those questions. Harshad ji, please, can you hear me?
So yeah. So this is first question.
Please do your opinion poll.
Your 30 seconds.
Harshad ji, read out the question also in my English and Hindi.
Yeah. So it is about rich experience. So senior citizens, rich experience should be used for the society. अपने जो वरिष्ठ नागरिकों के समृद्ध अनुभव जो है उनका उपयोग किया जाना चाहिए क्या नहीं किया जाना चाहिए, तो आपको यस और नो में आंसर देना है.
I think all people have voted and it has gone to 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Next question, please.
ये क्वेश्चन अपना CSR फंडिंग के बारे में है. There should be active participation of CSR in aging. तो आपको यस और नो में उसका आंसर देना है.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
It's 100% again. Next question,
Yeah.
please.
So I think we will just stop here. Only 2 questions. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope we have got good amount of knowledge. Now let me move to next eminent speaker, who is a finance expert as well as who has worked for SHLS internationally and nationally, and always engaged with grassroots services, Mr. Nilmani Mohapatra, and I had worked with him for last more than 20 years. Nilmani ji, please explain and have a dialogue on aging and selfless services.
Good evening. I must thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity of putting my view on aging and selfless service. Sachin ji, can I share something? Can you allow me to share?
Yes, please, sir. Please go ahead. You are audible. You can go ahead, Nilmani ji.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody has talked about the plight of the senior citizens, the policy development in the country, and what we are expecting from the governments for the welfare of the senior citizens. My speech will be completely different. I will tell you what we can, as senior citizens, we have a right to live happily. We have to find out, we have to search for the happiness. What is the source of happiness for us? How can we get this happiness without government support? How can we render this happiness to others? How can we enrich the society with the knowledge and experience time available with us? So in this regard, my presentation is on aging and selfless service. Rintu. So what are the problems of the senior citizens? If you see, when the age advances, we come across of different problems in our life. There are different diseases. The diseases come to us, which pains us. Otherwise, we can contribute very strongly, very positively. So what are the common diseases that we encounter? One is heart disease, one is osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, respiratory diseases, blood pressure, diabetes, vision and hearing loss, dementia, memory loss, and some type of cancer. These are some of the diseases that come to us when we become old. So we have to develop our immunity power. We have to develop our physical fitness so that we can live happily for ourselves, for others. So next stage, how we are going to, what is this situation now? If you will see the survey of different survey in India, about 3.7 million suffer from dementia. This is this has become a common disease in the old age. 40 million people suffer from poor vision. When the age advances, we have blindness problem. So that is also another problem. 1.6 million annual stroke cases. Heart disease, stroke cases are coming about 1.6 million per year. And arthritis cases, in every 3%, we find one case there is arthritis. If you see hypertension, in every 3 cases, there will be one hypertension. The blood pressure, in most of the cases, you find 1 in 3. Similarly, diabetes, type 2 diabetes, plenty. Out of 5 people, there will be at least 1 diabetes. Then auditory problems, hearing problem, all these problems, every 5 persons will find 1 person who is having this problem. And depression, out of 4 persons, 1 must be depressed. So this is the condition. When the old age comes, these are some of the challenges. These challenges we have to counter. How we are going to develop this, how we are going to counter these challenges? Number 1, first we have to keep us physically fit. What should we do for making physically fit? We have to do some physical exercise. As the age advances, we cannot do hard physical exercise, but there should be some light physical exercise. So most of the people, they prefer morning walk. But the senior people, they can go in the morning walk, join with their friends, they can chit chat for some time and make their morning very fresh so that the entire day they can enjoy. So this is one very essential thing. Second aspect is they can go to some parks, do some yoga meditation in the park, and that way they can also enjoy. And whenever they get time, they can go to some spiritual discourses, they can attend some pravachans and enjoy the time there. Third option, they can go for similarly morning walk or evening walk, they can have clapping. They can join together and clap and laugh. That is a very good slogan, and we have been doing this since last 3 years among these senior citizens. And it is very interesting, very lively, and people feel that every day when they clap and laugh, the entire day become fresh. If they don't go in the morning walk for the clapping and laughing, they miss the entire day. So this is one very good thing for the senior citizens. Then as we develop in the age, most of the people that will lose the power, we lose the money power and the position. So people do not care for us. So in that connection, we should care among ourselves. We should contact our friends so that we will be connected. If we are connected with the friends, then friends are happy, we are also happy. So the fifth option, that most of our senior friends are talking that we should develop some hobby of writing, hobby of painting, hobby of some music. Similar some hobby where we are interested, we should develop that so that we will not feel loneliness. We can spend some time. So and time in a fruitful way. That is one beautiful thing that we can do. one constructive thing which you can develop, that we can do some voluntary work. We are always trying to get some benefit from the society, from the government. We can also render some voluntary service to the society, to the government. So what sort of voluntary service we can do? Then most of the people are doing that. Some people are managing the temples nearby. Wherever they stay, if there is some temple, they manage the temple. So that is a place where they can meet their friends, they manage it properly, and they enjoy the time. So there is some time engagement. Similarly, if there is a park nearby, somebody can remain in charge of the park, beautify the park, and maintain it properly, so that there will be some good engagement. Similarly, if there is some school, some other institution, we can get ourselves engaged in those places and make it an ideal place, so that society will remember us. So these are some constructive things. Many more such things can happen, and we can spend our time for those purposes. Some people have the hobby of keeping pets. They can have cat, they can have birds in the house. Some if they keep these, they can also pass some time, and their loneliness will be over. Some people also have the knack of doing a gardening. That is also one beautiful thing. One can do that. Then, as our society, our culture says that once we become old, we should go for some spiritual discourse, and some diksha we can take. And in the diksha, they teach us to do some mantra jap. And mantra jap is a very powerful means, which is very essential in the last part of our age life. So one can do that mantra jap, so that whenever they have time, they can continue this and they will not feel bored. So at least mantra japa will mantra japa is a very good solution in the current age, in the Juga, Kali Juga, and one can do that. And last but not the least is the selfless service, which is the main focus of my presentation today, that we can do a lot of selfless service. If you do selfless service, what will happen? What is selfless service? Selfless service means helping people without any expectation. You go on helping, don't expect that they will give you something in return. That is helping. So if you help, what you can help? Somebody is thirsty, I can give him a glass of water, a bottle of water. Somebody is hungry, we can give him some food, so that his hunger will be removed. Somebody requests a cloth in the winter or any season, you can give them clothes. These are the way we help people. And one beautiful thing, if you remember, Swami Vivekananda has told on this very elaborately on this selfless service. He has said that if you help a person giving some water, then water may last, the thirst may be removed for 1 hour. That means you are helping for 1 hour. If you give food, food may last for 4 hours. That means you are helping him for 4 hours. If you give cloth, then cloth lasts for say 3 months or 6 months. You are helping her for 6 months. The gravity of health varies upon the time duration of getting the benefit. So that is very important thing one should know. So if you help a person in his education, you have helped a person in education and he has become a proper citizen, then you are helping for entire life. That is the way Vivekananda has explained. So if somebody is in distress, we can stand by with him, we can go to him, console him, and whatever support is required, we can give them. That is also help. If somebody is diseased, we hospitalize them, we help him in the hospital. That is also service. If there is some family dispute somewhere, we try to remove the settle that, and the family will live peace. This is also service. So giving education support to the poor children, poor students, that is also a service. So these are the various services. There are many type of services. There are many social reforms taking place. We can take charge of some social reform and do that. Child labor, we can ban the child labor, that is also we can see. So giving respect to the ladies, all of these things we can also do. So there are many type of selfless service that we can do. Why I am interested to give present here one particular service which is very fruitful in this regard. That is Siddha Seva. The Siddha Seva was Swami Hardas life system, which is a selfless service. It is very important, very unique. I want to briefly present that this is a science of correction of the energy. This science one can learn within 1 or 2 hours. Much time is not required. One can learn and immediately apply. He can heal himself, he can heal others. So in the senior citizens, when we have some ailments, we can solve our problem. Among the in our group, whoever is suffering, we can help them so that we can solve their problem. So it is very essential. Within 1 or 2 hours, we will be capable and we can do that. That is very important. In this, when do healing, we can observe impossible things become possible. It may be so happen that many diseases, you go to the doctors and yes, he is suffering, but when he comes to this Siddha treatment, he gets immediate result. That happens. So you will find many impossible things which is become possible in this system. So you can solve others' problems, not only our friends, senior citizens, but others in the society. We can help them. Then we can give this selfless service. We are doing it in different villages, that we create some Seva Kendra where people come in a time 1 hour so in the evening or morning or noon time. They come at that time. The patients come here. The healers go there. They treat there, and patients get a relief. So we get time to render this selfless service. We feel our life is pleasant, and we find that many people, those who are cured, they are giving us blessings. That is very important for us. So this is one can realize when they do this Siddha treatment. It is not only solving the health related problem, it is also you can solve many other problems. Like this, now when you say agriculture, it's all everywhere you find poisonous food. One Siddha agriculture wants to do, then this poison will be removed and you will get multiple production, and you can solve all agricultural problems in the Siddha process. That is possible. You can develop the brain of the children. You can develop the brain children. You can do some social change in the children so that you can dream for a better future. That is also possible in this. So we can do various types of service. Service to man is service to God, and that one can realize if they are in this Siddha Seva. In the Siddha Seva by Swami Hardas life system, you can find that all these things are available. So within 1 or 2 hours, one can learn this. We can apply on ourselves. We can apply on the society. So we can do many social services which the society will remember us and respect us. What will happen if we will do this selfless service? What will happen? If will, as a result, what will happen? Our ego will be removed. Hatred, ego, jealousy, negativeness, all these things will be removed. And we will develop the humanity, brotherhood, piousness. The environment will be changed. It will give us a sense of satisfaction. We'll be very satisfied. If a doctor has not solved the problem and within 1 hour training I have solved the problem, the amount of satisfaction one will get, only those who have experience, they know that. Life, you'll feel that your life is fulfilled, and the people who are getting the benefits, they will bless us, and that is very essential. Blessing of others, blessing of another soul is very important for us. This is best ever action available with Karma Yoga. When you do Karma Yoga and giving this service, everybody says service to mankind is service to God, but nowhere you find this solution. And here you get this solution. You give some service which is immediately get the result. It purifies our heart and soul. Once you do this, your heart will be purified, you will feel satisfied, and your soul is purified. This karma effect you can carry to other generations. It paves the way for spiritual advancement. Once you do this, your spiritual gym, the ultimate aim of the life is not to just take food or live happily, then die. There is something different. So one should develop spiritually, and all these things will gradually come to us when you do this thing. So these are the effects. We'll be getting this. I will show you a few slides about the action we are doing. This is in a tribal place. We have gone to the tribal area. We have taught the people how to heal themselves, and they are now doing this. The training is going on. They are trying to heal themselves. Many people suffering from many diseases. They have been removed in a camp of 3 days. This is the people, Jets people also in the tribal area. They are also trying to help themselves. So this is. There are water problems. Many places you will find the water. It may be saline, it may be iron, or it may be fluoride. So many, this is plentifully we find in Orissa, in most of the country states, this is happening. So this can be solved also in this method. And we take small groups, they sit in some well, some water resources, they try to change the quality of the water. That is also happening. When you see this, you will be astonished how it is happening. The iron content of 6.6 within an exercise of say 2 weeks becomes 0.51. You will be surprised, and this unique experience will be available once you do this. Then this is the agriculture. People are giving this service to the agriculture after this cyclone. When the trees, the paddy has sown down, fall down, they are giving healing to these plants. Within 1 or 2 hours, the plants again stand up. So this type of experience people get. This is one education to the children, the tribal area again. These children, they are being taught how to this 20 finger earthing so that the negativity will be removed, how to do brain exercise. All these things are being taught to them. So this is the way. These are samples that these are the things possible, and we can do this. So in SLS, Swami Hardas Life System, or Siddha Science, or this Siddha Seva, one can learn all these things and give do wonderful service to the society. So not only we can solve our health related problem, we can solve the health related problem of our friends, and we can solve the problems of the society, and we can also have a very dignified life and satisfied life. So this is briefly my presentation, and we are doing this free of cost in most of the places. Those who are interested, they can also learn. In most of the states we have these services. So anybody interested, they contact us, we can also help them. Thank you.
Thank you, Nilmani ji. Please share your contact details in chat box. Kindly share your details, contact numbers, so that seekers may approach you. Share your email ID and WhatsApp number, so that people can take benefit and advantage of self-help service. Now, moving to the next speaker, who is a professor and research scholar. Mrs. Santa Day. I apologize to cut down everybody's time to 10 minutes, please. Please be brief and to the point. Professor Santa Day. She will explain multicultural dimensions of aging.
So can I get her?
Shanta Day, are you there? I think we have lost her connection. Let me move to next speaker, Rajesh Bhai. Arshad, can you just see whether Rajesh is there?
Yeah, I'm just checking.
Rajesh is there.
Yeah.
Just can you ping a call to him?
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Rajesh,
just
you can
Rajesh,
unmute.
Because you guys were not able to unmute me. That was the issue. No problem.
okay,
I unmuted myself. Okay, guys. I'm hearing for last 2 hours, and I'm really happy to see that such a knowledge resources we have at India, and they're ready to do lot many things for the society. It was really, I saw one quote on somebody's t-shirt, and he was saying that I'm sweet 16 with 40 years, 50 years of experience. And that is what when I discussing with you guys for last 2 hours, it's really encouraging for me to see such a knowledgeable resources. So without wasting we have shortage of time. So let me move to my presentation. Whether you guys are able to see my presentation? Hello? Can you see my presentation? Can you hear me?
Yes, it is visible.
Yes, sir. Do continue. Audible.
Hello?
do continue. It is
Yes,
audible.
sir. You are audible. You are audible.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yes,
you.
yes, yes. Yes, Rajesh. Any issue? So should I share screen?
Can you hear me, guys, please?
Yes, yes. You are audible.
Hello? Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, you are audible, Rajesh.
Hello?
Rajesh, you are audible.
Yeah, very good. Because I was not able to hear any response. So guys, let's move to the main topic, what we are discussing here. The topic is related to the organ donation. And we have seen that why we are discussing this topic. As soon as we go ahead, you will be able to hear me. And you will understand the gravity of this topic. As well as I'll try to speak both in English and Hindi so that everybody is comfortable with this. So what is organ donation, guys? Because you have heard a lot about. So I'll tell you that it's very simple. When somebody needs any organ or any biological tissue for a living recipient, that means जो बंदा है जिसको organ चाहिए या biological tissue चाहिए, and who is needs of this transplant, that is called as organ donation. So there are mainly, we can divide the organ donation into the 3 parts. One is the living donor transplant, another is the deceased donor transplant natural death, and third, where we need a lot much help in India, where we can see that lot many people are need the lot many organ donation. So living donor transplant is very simple. We have seen that in a lot many things where people feel that they need a kidney, they need a liver, and we have seen this type of stories all over the nearby hours. So that is the living donor transplant. Second is the deceased donor transplant, that what we called it as a natural death, where it is really required, and that we called it as a natural death, where person can donate the eyes as well as the skin. And third, where we as all the Indians are lagging, is the deceased donor transplant, that is what we called as a brain death. What is the brain death? We will see in the next slide. But in a brain death, person can donate heart, liver, pancreas, kidney, eyes, skin, and lungs. And this is what is I'm representing a volunteer of Rebirth, where we are focusing a lot many on this area. Hope you guys are able to hear me. There is no any issue.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. So we always say that what is brain dead and what is a coma. In very simple layman language, brain dead यानी आदमी मृत हो गया है. कोमा जहां पे उसका ब्रेन अभी भी एक्चुअली वर्किंग है, और कोमा पर्सन कैन रिटर्न बैक टू द नॉर्मल लाइफ, बट ब्रेन डेड पर्सन नेवर बिकम्स अलाइव. अभी आप पूछेंगे कि यार ये ब्रेन डेड, हाउ हु विल डिफाइन द ब्रेन डेड पर्सन? इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, because there is a committee, there will be the 3-4 doctors who will examine that person after every couple of hours, and then they will come to the conclusion that this guy is available for a shorter period only. So his organs like heart, lungs, and other whatever we have seen, the 7 organs, can remain alive and useful for the potential organ transplant. That is where we are concentrating much. When there is a brain dead person, we try to convince, there are a social welfare societies who talk to these patients, their relatives, and they say that why it is very important for you guys to take that decision and do the organ donation for somebody who is needy. And this slide will tell you exactly what is happening, why we are putting so much thought or so much stress on doing the organ donation. If you see the red line, it shows that there are 10,000 people and there is one person who is doing the organ donation. So if you see the demand and supply, the demand is huge, 10,000 times high as compared to the supply. If the same thing happens in our life, what will happen, guys? Just check that there is a demand of 10,000 and there is one thing is only available. Then it becomes too costly. And that's why when it compares to the human life, the human life is, you cannot make the value of any human life. And if I check the same thing in other countries, in Spain, Belgium, Singapore, it's 40 per million person. In USA, Germany, England, it is 20 million per person. In India, it's hardly less than 0.1. And that is where we as an Indian has to put a lot much efforts. And if we are able to do that, then this demand and supply gap will be minimized. So I'm just throwing you some figures. मैं आपको सिर्फ थोड़ी सी figures बता रहा हूँ. आज के दिन में अगर हमने कहाँ पे भी जाके देखा, तो more than 1,75,000 people are waiting to get the kidneys. There are more than 1 lakh people who are waiting to get the liver. And there are more than 50,000 people who are needs of heart. And there are more than 20,000 people who needs the lung. छोटी सी बातें हैं, 1,75,000 लोग आज के दिन में किडनी की राह देख रहे हैं कि somebody will donate them a kidney and they will be able to have the normal life. 1 लाख से ज्यादा लोग आज के दिन में सोच रहे हैं कि कभी ना कभी मुझे कोई तो कोई लीवर दे देगा. और more than 50,000 people are waiting कि मुझे आज कोई किसी का हार्ट मिल जाएगा so that I have a normal life. And more than 20,000 people सोच रहे कि मुझे किसी ना किसी का लंग मिलेगा और मैं नॉर्मल लाइफ जी सकता हूँ. और ये किसी के साथ भी हो सकता है. I know very well a good doctor in Pune who was having a problem of liver. He was not drinking any alcohol. He was a vegetarian person, but unfortunately his doctor was having a problem of liver, and he was enough fortunate. Somebody was there to donate his liver, and now this doctor is doing a tremendous work in Pune. We can show, if anybody is interested, he can put his number chat in the chat window. We can share all these stories. Because of time limit, I'm trying to see that I'll try to give all these glimpse and this stress out the why organ donation is important. This is just what we as a Punekar as putting the target for ourselves. The goal for Pune to achieve more than 1,000 people are pledging yearly. They are pledging, and whenever you're enough fortunate, because it's not something that everybody is enough fortunate to do the organ donation, because there are few conditions and all these stuffs. So our goal is that let's create the awareness in the state. Let's create the awareness across the India. We are mainly focusing today at Pune, but let's create that awareness and make people why organ donation is very much important. Now I'll tell you in briefly what is the organ donation process, and it's a completely very secret and very legally and everything they take care. There is a zonal committee, zonal organization, organ donation company, which is called as a ZPCC, government department. There are policies are laid, and it's not something that tomorrow, unfortunately, something happens, something with me, and I can go and take the heart or somebody thing which is required, and I can start the organ donation. That is not so simple, guys. It's very process oriented process, very need define the process. So first there will be the medical evaluation by a team consist of 4 medical experts, and 2 times at the time of interval of 6 hours, they will certify the brain dead person. And once they certified, after the next step is declaration of brain dead person as a potential donor who is on a ventilator. So what happens in that case? Let's say somebody has a brain dead person. There will be the people, the doctor put it on the ventilator, that just to keep him alive, so that his organs can be utilized for the somebody who is in need. The third step, which is important, where I say that we will discussion and permission from the close relatives of the brain dead person, because they have to be convinced and they have to be accept that this is what is feel that if I can donate my organ donation to the needy, I'll be able to save the life of, depending upon the condition of the organ, from maximum 7, minimum whatever his organs are in good condition, they will be able to do. Then there will be the medical test of the brain dead person after getting the permission. Then they will fulfill in all the legal and medical documents, then connect with the eligible recipient. Because I told you, there is a demand of 10,000 people, there is one person who is going to give it. So they have to check who is in that list, and that list is always maintained. There is a list, you have to say that we need the organ donation. Sometimes you get the messages on the WhatsApp university that, look, there are kidneys and everything is available. All these are the fake messages. Don't reply to that messages, because there may be something happening at the back end, and then people can take the undue advantage of your emotions. So all these are the fake emotional messages. So there is a committee, there is a ledger, and everything is maintained very professionally, and then the people will get the organ donation as per his number. The removal of related organs from the brain dead person's body, the logistic of organs to the recipient green corridor. This is what happened. Let's say that I'll tell the very short story within a couple of minutes. There was a guy who needed the heart at the Solapur, and Pune to Solapur distance is more than 250 kilometers. So that heart has to be taken from the Jahangir hospital or the Ruby hospital to the airport. From airport to that will go to the Solapur airport, and from Solapur airport it should go to the needy person. And this everything happens within a less than 1 hour process. Imagine all these crowded places, and everything has to be evacuated, and it's taken everybody's help. And this has happened so many times across the India, and that is what we called it as a green corridor project. And it's people take too much planning of a minute couple of minutes and everything, and that heart which is getting transported from the one place to another, it's more than VIP treatment, guys. And then the organ transplantation will happen. So this is, but if you see you can see the picture of Ganeshji. In most of the part of the India, people always pray to this god Ganesha. And imagine why we are putting this picture. It's very important. Lord Ganesha was the first organ donation recipient in the world. Because if you see his face, it's not a human face, it's a face of elephant. So the God is telling that, guys, if I'm the organ recipient of these things, why you guys are not able to do this? So that is one of the things why you put it the photo of Ganesha. So you will say that now what you guys are doing something differently as a rebirth organization. So our motto is very simple. We just create the awareness. Just create the awareness. We request people pledge for organ donation. Again, I'm telling that you have seen the process. It's not so simple that you means I have pledged for that. That means I'll donate. It's not. If something unfortunately goes bad with me, my family at that time has to give the consent. Yes, you can go ahead and do the process. So it's pledging. It's just your willingness or your wish to, if something happens as per this process, I'm ready to donate my organs. It's not a commitment. It's just the wish you are giving by pledging or fulfilling the form. When you're filling this form, you're just doing that. So what we have done till date across the India, this is what we called is a boy. This guy is more than 62 years of experience, more than 60 plus age. And this guy has moved across the India for 100 days. He has covered more than 12,000 kilometer journey and 143 days, 17,000 kilometer journey. He has visited so many states. He has promoted all the related things related to the rebirth, organ donation, 100 plus newspaper, TV channels, and selection in Limca Book of Records. And this boy is just 60 plus years of old. And the story about this guy, we called it as a Mahajan uncle. This guy has donated his one of the kidney to his friend who is part of the military. And that time he feels that his friend needs the kidney, and this guy has donated the kidney to his friend. And after that also he is able to move all over the state. He goes on this bike, which you can see in his photo. He has moved all over the 19 states and 100 days. Sometimes it's 143 days. Another thing what we do, we create the awareness in the society. Somebody gives us a chance to platform to in their societies, anywhere. We just people without charging anything. We just go to there, present our views, and that's it. And we request people to pledge or form, please fill the form for the organ donation. We do the one type of marathon called as a Rangathon. And this is one of the marathon, hardly 4 or 5 kilometers. It's not the running or the walking. It is as one of the main objective. What we do during that marathon, we spend something 500 or 230 300 to 500 meters, where we play the sounds. The sounds will show that your ears and everything, how much it is important for you. When in between, we play, we pour the different colors on the body of everybody, so that you can feel that your skin is very sensation, and it is very important organ for you. And what we do, for a near about distance of 50 meters, we put the cloth on your eyes, and we give you the help to walk there for the 50 meters. And then you will understand what is the importance of your eyes. If somebody doesn't have the eyes, or somebody doesn't have that ear, somebody doesn't have the basic organs, how it is difficult to live that type of life. And we have a green coordinator project, and every year for the awareness of this organ donation, we have a short film competitions across the India, and we have till date 116 total films we have received. And we have received the response from not only from India, but from abroad also. And we have a prices in different variants of the prices, more than worth 40 lakhs. And first price for this type of green corridor or the short films is more than 1 lakh rupees. And that is what we do across every year. These are the activities what we do. Then somebody may ask us, what are the different activities you guys have done till date other than this? Okay, I told you, we always do the awareness lectures. We have 750 colleges which have planned across the Pune University to give the lectures. Then we have covered more than 100 plus societies, corporate, government offices. We go to the Ganesh Mandals, we go to the Durga Pujas. Whenever any place is available for us to deliver our lectures, we always go there and we don't charge to anything. One of the pride moment for us that we got the appreciation from the government of India, and we are honored to use the national emblem on our letterhead. That is what we are doing. And what we do, we use nowadays we are somebody is in West Bengal, somebody is in Chhattisgarh, somebody is in Akola in Maharashtra. I'm giving the session from Pune. we are able to connect through Zoom. So we have media research, 1,500 daily, we get the response from the social media. We have YouTube channel where we have more than 3,500 plus subscriber, and our YouTube channel is viewed by more than 4.4 to 5 lakhs people. That is what we do. Now, very important that after doing all these steps, what we are expecting from what we do. So when you pledge, so though you are not a doctor, there may be a chance you can save somebody's life. So what we expect from the guys, motivate yourself and motivate others for the organ donation. If you can feel that this is really good and I can save somebody's life, if you are motivated, try to motivate others. Motivate us by giving a chance of any platform where we can give the sessions and motivate others. If somebody is interested, they can donate funds to the Rebirth. And we pledge and we request everybody, provide us a forums, lectures, for the lectures where we can create the awareness in the society for the organ donation. 20 years back, people were really hesitant to do the blood donation. And that is exactly today, we are in the same situation. We as Indians are very hesitant to do the organ donations. We are hesitant to pledge. And once you do the pledge for the organ donation, you will get this type of organ donation card. And this pledge, again, I'm saying, try to educate everybody. It's not a compulsion. The person who will be enough fortunate, he may get this chance, and his family should be convinced that, yes, this is really required for let me take that decision and let me give the life to the others. Imagine somebody is a brain dead person and he is able to donate his heart. By donating heart to somebody, he is live. So that is a chance for somebody if he's enough fortunate. And that is what we always request. This year we have taken a pledge that let's try to convince maximum people, try to get with them and try to see that 5 lakhs more organ donation pledge cards are there. So let's pledge it. And let's try to see that if we are enough fortunate to do that. And before I close it, एक छोटी सी मेरे दोस्त है जिन्होंने मराठी में एक पोएम बनाई थी, उसी पोएम को हमने हिंदी में भी कन्वर्ट किया है. मैं वो पोएम आपको पढ़ा के I'll stop my lecture here. What we can donate, I told you can donate the heart, eyes, livers, pancreas, lungs, and kidneys. Or if you see all these red letters, it shows that अवयव दान करो. और आई थिंक इन हिंदी इट इज कॉल्ड अंगदान. तो हम लोग अवयवदान को ही बोलते हैं. अर्ज है सुन लो भाई, देकर अपना ध्यान, वचन दूंगा मैं, करूंगा मेरा अंगदान. यज्ञ करो दिल से, इतना कार्य करे महान, वजुद ऐसा जो दे जीवन के बाद सम्मान. दातृत्व है कि अपनी ईश्वरी संस्कृति, नमन करता हूं उसे करके हर कृति. आखिर की 2 पंक्तियां बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है गाइस. और आप इतने बहुत बड़े नॉलेजेबल रिसोर्सेस है, इतना बड़ा नॉलेज आपके पास है, ये 2 लाइन मैं आपके लिए बता देता हूं. कर्म करो ऐसा हो रोशन दूसरों की रातें, रक्षा होने से पहले करो अंगदान की बातें. तो इतना ही हम लोग रीबर्थ के लोग आपको रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं. इफ यू कैन मोटिवेट, इफ यू आर मोटिवेटेड योरसेल्फ, यू कैन प्लेज फॉर इट, you can motivate others or give us a chance or a platform where we can create this awareness. Our intentions are only create the awareness. After that, we are not involved in any other facility, what is happening there. We are not, our only objective is to create the awareness in the society for the organ donation. And I'm really thankful. आप जैसे इतने educated, knowledgeable ऐसे लोगों के साथ मुझे आज की शाम यहाँ पे बीतने का टाइम मिल गया. आई एम रियली थैंकफुल एंड आई प्रे दैट एवरीबॉडी शुड बी हेल्दी एंड लेट्स एंजॉय आवर लाइफ. थैंक यू सर.
Thank you, Rajesh ji. And I request you to share your contact details and most important, this poem. If you can send me in WhatsApp, it's a very beautiful poem. we will, if you can send me in JPG, we can share across our all the network.
I'll do.
And Rajesh, you won't go empty-handed. Rajesh, you won't go empty-handed. There is my friend in West Bengal, Dada Chakraborty, Mr. Sahu, and Chandra Prakash Devaras. Although they have already done lot of things in organ donation, I know it. They are doing and they have done it. But there will be one chance for our for a voice from Pune, Rebirth, to be listened in these 3 states, 3 districts. In our FESCOM Maharashtra, you will be invited to do a specific lecture, a specific dedicated lecture and interaction. Thank you, Rajesh, for your very, very nice ending with the poem. And we appreciate if you could share such a nice poem. Will be a sensitizing before we go for your lecture. Now, my dear sister, Santa Day, professor of nursing, and she is doing an international research on aging in Sweden with a Sweden coordinator. Santa Didi,
Yes,
can you
sir.
hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Yes,
Please.
sir.
Yeah,
I
just
can hear.
before we will start, the link is sent in the chat box, so you can just click on the link whenever possible. You can just write it down. Okay. Yeah.
Good evening, sir. Good evening to all the elders, and I think I will be, I'll be shortly reaching to senior citizens age, sir. And I am a teacher in nursing. I work at Bharati Vidyapeeth College of Nursing. My experience in nursing is for past few years, but I got an opportunity to work for the senior citizen in when I took up a research work. And sir, for past more than 2 hours, I could hear so much of knowledge in you regarding the elders and senior citizens that our country needs, and the work that is going on worldwide and especially in Maharashtra in other countries. And I am a small researcher, sir. I am working on the senior citizens, and I am mainly working on a multicultural aspects of active aging. The research work titled as multicultural aspects of active aging, but then I am working for basically for the senior citizens. I have started working it for past 3 years. I worked. My main aim is to develop a caregiving model for the elders. While working for this project, I noted that there are senior citizens living in the old age home. There are senior citizens who are living at home in different situations and conditions. And especially while working with the older adults, those who are living in the old age homes, I realized that most of them wish to come back to their home. And that motivated me and I just wanted to develop a model for which I was trying to gather information related to the concept of elder people in the for the elder themselves. I also had tried to develop a paper on it. And also I was trying to gather information related to the concept of aging among the caregivers to these elderly people, because what I observed that mostly our model of elder care is family based, but the members in the family are not well trained to give care to them. So they need some information related to give care for these elderly. Their health is most important, as my previous sir has spoken, that health is one of the important component to remain happy, and happiness is the key to active aging. And so the society needs caregivers at a local level, and therefore we will see after this work, we would like to see how the youth could be motivated to give care to the older adults. And in this connection, I have a partner researcher who is working in Sweden. I got an opportunity to go to Sweden to see the older care homes. I also have seen their elderly meeting points, and I could gather some information over there, and therefore getting her views about elder care and incorporating my findings. We would like to develop the model, which would be, we hope that it will be beneficial for the elderly of middle income and lower income group, both which could be utilized through the society to the elder ones, so that we can reach our services to them, where they would feel happy and their abilities will be able to use creatively, and both of us will remain happy. So they need to, so I'm just trying to work for it, and also while working for this, I will be trying my best how to maintain or how to develop certain amenities, how to keep the senior citizens engaged. So engaging the senior citizens is also another one objective of mine through this caregiving model. And for that I was trying to get information, and I plead to get your views on this, and I have a list of questionnaire which I may share if you all help me out, sir, so that I can incorporate all these findings in my paper, and that will be helpful to get the findings. And thank you, sir.
Thank you. I think she is the one of the speaker who has seen time. Nana ji, Nana Ingre ji, can host unmute Mr. Ingre? Nana आहेत काय? नाना इंगळे बहुतेक आउट झालेले दिसत आहेत. चंद्रकांत महामुनीजी आहेत काय? चंद्रकांत महामुनीजी.
हाँ नमस्कार।
समारोप का संवाद आप करें, क्योंकि नाना जी का आवाज सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है। धन्यवाद, और समारोप आप करें।
सर्व
हिंदी
हाँ अच्छा हिंदी ओके ओके। आज की इस वेबिनार में सभी स्टेट के जो मुख्य हमारे जो मार्गदर्शक हमें मिले हैं, वो पूना के रीजन के लिए बहुत ही उपयुक्त हमें ये मार्गदर्शन मिला है। आप सभी का स्वागत और शुभकामनाएं शुरुआत में ही दिया था। फिस्कॉम पुणे रीजन के अध्यक्ष मैं बात कर रहा हूँ। ऐसे ही अपन हमेशा मिलते रहेंगे, जुलते रहेंगे। सचिन जी हमारे पुणे रीजन के एक आरोग्य डिपार्टमेंट के प्रमुख है। एडवोकेट के व्यतिरिक्त उनका एक सोशल समाजाभिमुख काम जो चलता रहता है, वो बहुत बड़ा योगदान है। 12 आवर्स में देखता हूँ, मैं जब भी देखता हूँ उनका काम हमेशा चलता रहता है। ऐसी एक बड़ी मान व्यक्ति हमारे रीजन में काम करती है, तो अपन बहुत कुछ सोच सकते हैं, बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं। ऐसे ही मिलते रहेंगे, जुड़ते रहेंगे। आप सभी जन का पुनः आपका आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ और यहीं पर रुकता हूँ। 7:15 हुआ है, बहुत टाइम वेबिनार चला। धन्यवाद, गुड बाय, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी।
हर्षद जी, 10 फरवरी का 12 फरवरी का जो प्रोग्राम है, उसका जो जेपी जी आप उसको होस्ट कर सकते हैं?
इमीडिएट।
धन्यवाद महामुनि जी। और ये कार्य बहुत सुंदर हुआ।
बहुत बढ़िया वेबिनार। सब
इससे
मिलते रहेंगे।
पूर्व-
देवव्रत जी है अपने साथ में, कुछ चिंता करने की जरूरत नहीं।
12 फरवरी सभी नोट करें, 12 फरवरी अंतरराष्ट्रीय इंटरफेथ, इंटरकल्चरल, इंटर रिलीजियस डायलॉग वीक यूनाइटेड नेशंस प्रस्तावित करता है। और इस वर्ष थॉमस बिशप डाबरे जी, वैदिक संशोधन में भाग ग्रहण पाटस्कर और बड़े ज्ञानी जी 3 विषयों पर बोलेंगे। उसमें है एजिंग, ऑर्गन डोनेशन एंड पीस। ये इस कार्यक्रम की सूचना आपको 4 दिन पहले पुनः प्रेषित की जाएगी। सभी धर्मों के जो प्रमुख अनुयायी हैं या प्रमुख है, उनको गुजारिश की गई है कि वे एजिंग, ऑर्गन डोनेशन और पीस पर अपने अपने विचार रखें। 12 फरवरी को हम इसी विषय पर आगे फिर से इकट्ठा हो जाएंगे, ताकि हमारा मुलाकात किसी न किसी राष्ट्रीय महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दे पर इसी तरह से होती रहे। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद, वेरी नाइस।
राउत जी,
हाँ,
ये अंगदान वाले जो सज्जन थे राजेश जी, इनका वक्तव्य हम लोग रखना चाहेंगे छत्तीसगढ़ के वरिष्ठ नागरिक कॉन्फेडरेशन की ओर से। हम लोग हर रविवार के दिन शाम को 4 बजे से 5:30 बजे तक वेबिनार के थ्रू, जूम के थ्रू किसी न किसी विद्वान व्यक्ति को बुला करके मार्गदर्शन लेते हैं। तो ये अंगदान का जो आज इनका वक्तव्य था, ये बहुत ही कहना चाहिए इनकरेजिंग था। और ये सुनने के लिए हमारे कुछ लोगों ने आग्रह किया है। तो इनका फोन नंबर वगैरह अगर आप दे सकें तो मुझे मैं उनसे संपर्क करूंगा।
दोनों के कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स शेयर करता हूँ एक दूसरे के।
Send to me also from West Bengal, Dada.
Okay.
From West Bengal also.
Yes, Dada, I am coming to West Bengal for this reason. I will have a cup of tea with you.
Oh, fine. Most welcome.
Most probably by April I am coming there, Dada.
Sure. Please inform me.
Okay, nice meeting you, all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Sachin ji, I would like to join with you.
Avinash ji, you are always with me. Without Avinash, nothing goes ahead.
Oh, thank you. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure, sir.
देवव्रत जी को अपन देंगे वो एड्रेस ओरिजिनल का। वो हमेशा बुधवार को रहता था, अभी चेंज कर दिया अमेरिका से, रविवार को रखा क्या अभी इसके बाद मीटिंग कर?
नहीं, हमारा तो रविवार को, ये पिछले 50 हफ्तों से हम कर रहे हैं। और
लगा था बुधवार हमेशा। लास्ट टाइम अपन कोरोना में देखा तो बुधवार
एक आध दिन कभी कभी हो गया होगा, लेकिन नॉर्मली हर संडे रविवार 4 बजे से 5 बजे
ऐसे मिलते जुलते रहेंगे, अपन एक साथ काम करेंगे तो बहुत अच्छा। सभी
बिल्कुल सर, आपका स्वागत है और हम आपके साथ हैं।
आओ पुणे में कभी भी आओ, हम बुलाएंगे आपको।
श्योर सर, श्योर। थैंक यू।
Thank you.
नमस्कार, गुड नाइट।
Yeah, take care everybody.
Thank you, everybody.